It's musicality on the track. musicality on the track.
Welcome, one and all. You are tuned in to Carrion Comfort Studios. I am your DM for the evening, Zachary Vaudo, and tonight's adventure is a little different from normal, a bit more familiar to some of you than you may like it to be. It is another day at the shop, a D&D 5e retail experience. Before we go any further, I'd like to introduce the players because I'm proud to have the entire Table Goth Hades High School crew on board tonight. If you'd all would like to introduce yourself, starting with Bully.
Hello, I'm Bully, and I'm going to be pretending to run a store as a Byron Scalebottom.
Moving over to Wes.
Hi there, howdy. My name is Wes Franks. I'm the creative director and founder of Carrion Comfort Studios, and for this evening I will be playing Cataloger, a Warforged sanitation worker.
And now to April.
Hey everyone, I am April. I am playing Calamity Oakenbottom, a halfling rogue. I do stock. I'm not supposed to be here.
Moving on to Prince.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, and I am playing Total Spring Runner, Centaur Barbarian of the Wild Magic sort, and I work security.
And now to Vin.
Lockdown tight.
Hi guys, I'm Vin at VinVox, and I'll be playing Magpie, your help desk.
And finally to Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel, Ms. Petty Dreadful on the internet. I am playing Phoebe Fernhill, a changeling sorcerer craftsperson.
Thank you all so much for agreeing to revisit, however you may feel, your retail days, but in a fantasy setting. Tonight's game is a module developed by myself and Trevor Garner, who some of you may know as Prince Alpha from ATL by Night, combining the thrills of Dungeons & Dragons with the familiarity of 9-to-5 retail employment. It is a work in progress, so consider this a first test run. Our players have divvied up job titles, established shop rules, and are now gainfully employed. They have a shift to operate with potential interactions. I'll be rolling D12 over the course of the game to see who comes in during their shift. Now, let's see how their day on shift goes, shall we? Every town in a D&D adventure has that shop. That shop that every adventurer finds themselves in, with items of intrigue to buy and employees willing to sell and sometimes buy from the adventurers themselves. You know the shop. More likely than not, you have frequented more than one in various other campaigns. This is one such shop. Rudolph's Repossessed Reliquaries is an established business venture in town, one of moderate repute, owned by a well-known and well-respected figure of the community, the sorcerer Rudolf. As it were, said well-known and well-respected figure is a very, very busy person doing very, very important, well-known and respectable things, so the shop is maintained regularly by its employees in his absence. As it stands, it is close to opening time, and the employees are starting to file in. First and foremost, the sanitation worker, Warforged, walks up to unlock the door. Catalog, could you please describe yourself and how you'll be starting off your day?
Hello. My name is Cataloger. You may use any pronouns for me. I am a former stock person, but now sanitation worker for Rudolph's Repossessed Reliquaries. I am at a very unassuming, unintimidating 5'8" stature. I am also wearing the required uniform, a tunic and belt with my name tag displayed as such. I have blue eyes. If you could call them eyes, they're actually 2 crystals that have been inserted into sockets into my skull, if you could call it a skull. Rudolph is a very wonderful manager and employer, and I'm just here to get everything started. So I'll just start my day by unlocking the door, started sweeping, looking fondly, ever so fondly at the shelves that used to be my domain.
That used to be your domain, until a arguably more qualified stock person, at least in Rudolph's assessment, supposedly, you never quite met the guy, but you've heard it's his assessment, shows up. Calamity, stock person, shows up to take quick inventory. Calamity, if you would describe yourself and how you're about to go about your day.
Calamity is... Oh, I closed my character sheet. Calamity is none prepared to start her day. She just kind of barrels into the building. She's about 2 foot tall halfling in all dark colors, has her hood up, just looks kind of like she spent too much time in the tavern last night and just kind of just doesn't want to be there. She pulls the clipboard off the wall, just kind of ignores everyone and just starts looking at inventory.
And you go through the inventory, doing a quick count of everything. The estimated approximate inventory monetary value is about 5,000 gold pieces if you were to pool everything together and sell it all at once. Again, a rough estimate, but pretty decent to guess. Following in, eventually, behind Calamity, is the assigned crafter, Phoebe Fernhill. Phoebe, you enter in, Cataloger is sweeping the floor, and Calamity is making rounds, doing an inventory check. Please describe yourself and how you're about to go about your day.
Yeah, Phoebe rolls in, smile on her face. She is a changeling, and so she's not looking like another person right now. She's got that like blank white hair that's pulled back in a bandana, golden skin with like a couple dark freckles, and then her eyes, where normally they would be like that kind of blankness, there is this bronze color that sort of takes up the whole eye instead. She walks in, she's got some dungarees on, that she's got different tools kind of in different areas, all sticking out in a big bag. She comes over to her workstation, which I'm assuming is just like a big table or like a corner desk or something. There's a sign on the side that says, Phoebe is, and she just scrawls next to it, do not disturb, and sets an alarm spell about like a foot perimeter around the desk. So if anyone were to approach while she was working, she would know, and begins like saying stuff out on the desk to get started on her first few tasks.
Wonderful. The spell is set, and Phoebe is hard at work as Calamity flips about the shelves, inventorying the various repossessed reliquaries, and Cataloger continues to clean. Coming in after a bit is another very useful member of this crew, a very specific member of this crew, the help desk. For those who don't need necessarily buy, but need a bit more hands-on work. Magpie, if you could describe yourself and how you're entering into the shop.
Magpie is a staggering 3-foot-tall goblin, big ears, Coke bottle glasses, just a nerd, essentially. Really cranky, doesn't want to be here, but he's just grappling to his much smaller workstation, and it just says, instead of help desk, just help. Just flops down.
Perfect. Lumbering in behind you, making up for the size of the people who've just come in, is our resident security officer. Toldal, if you would describe yourself and how you go about your entrance.
Toldal is checking the windows, checking all of the different entrances to the building, and looking around for people. It's like, hey, everybody! Did anyone run over my tripwires? Oh, you didn't? Fine. Fuck, they probably don't work. But Total is light-skinned, dark brown fur on the bottom, though you probably can't see it because he's wearing a pair of what looks like jeans. And the jeans come all around the legs with a nice tail hole. It covers the entire back. And then he has like a button-up shirt on that says "I love mom" on the front of it, and a big hat that is turned backwards. But it looks like it was supposed to be a tricorn, but he has it turned the wrong way. And nothing else except a bunch of axes on his, like a saddlebag almost, just hanging axes dangling. And he tiptoes around the shop as he's checking out things, trying to avoid bumping into things because he's done that before. And the stock people get a little mad at him.
Toldal, actually, on that note, would you mind giving me just a straight dexterity check as you tiptoe?
Oh, Lord.
While Cataloger continues to clean and Calamity continues to inventory.
13.
It's precarious. Cataloger and Calamity, on occasion, you just sort of stop what you're doing as Toldal like rounds a corner, but nothing gets bumped into, nothing gets knocked over. Every time you think it's about to, he just seems to kind of glance by it, whether he knows it or not. And you're able to continue about your opening shift duties.
Cataloger's hands get tighter on the mop that he is utilizing.
Every single time.
Every single
Calamity
time.
does not care.
And finally, breezing in towards the start of the opening of the day, we have our lead salesperson. Byron, if you would describe yourself and your glamorous entrance.
Of course. Byron's, it's another good day to be at work, mate. Byron does what he does every time it's time to open up. Byron sits in front of the store, makes sure everything's tip-top, everyone's in there, things are ready to go. And this is his favorite part of the day. He's going to get his gong out. And he's going to bang that gong a few times as he uses Skywrite to create a message in the cloud, letting everyone know we're open. Today, he's got a new one from his little book of inspirational capitalism quotes. And it says, sales are temporary, but magic items are forever. Right, so that's written in the sky in clouds above the shop. He's going to head in, probably adjust the portrait, the painting of Mr. Rudolf himself. And he's going to cast Magic Mouth on that. So that way it's triggered every time someone walks in, just in case he's busy. You know, some of the other workers aren't great about greeting the customers, so the Magic Mouth spell will go off to greet everyone. With it'll be in his voice, and it'll just say, "Good day, welcome to Rudolph's Repossessed Reliquaries, where we know wherever you go, you won't find prices so low."
Wonderful.
And it takes him a few times to say that correctly, but he gets one right. He probably wastes a couple spell slots on this. And then he'll head in, he'll take his snake, Cleo, and put Cleo in the little tank just right there at his section. He'll put a little sign that says, "Never look Cleo in the eyes." Avatar of a forgotten snake god. And yeah, then he'll just sit there, just all smiles. Go around, he'll say hello to everyone. And get ready for the day.
And you all hear the gonging outside as Byron approaches, the very familiar cue that you know the day is about to get started. Byron comes in, you hear the babbling back and forth with the sign as he teaches it, the greeting, and he comes around and says his hellos to you all. Byron, about the time you get to Calamity, you've made your way towards the center of the shop, finishing up your inventory. You notice an item on the riser at the center of the shop. It is today's very special item of the day, hand-selected by the proprietor of this shop, Rudolf himself, as the featured item for sale. Or, as you all know it, the item that he would really not like to have to hang on to anymore and sell to somebody for an upcharged cost so that it seems special and desirable. Now, I have a table here, so if somebody would like to, or I can, roll a D8, we will pick your very special item of the day. Would anybody in the group like to roll the D8? Phoebe, go for it.
7.
7. The very special item of the day is a black billowing cloak that hovers about a foot off the ground. It is labeled as the Cloak of Hovering, and in fine text underneath, maximum hover height 1 foot off the ground. Retail price 450 gold pieces. Now, you all know this is not a required item to sell today. However, it is highly recommended as the cost will certainly cover all your sales for the day. You all continue your rounds, paying heed to the shop rules, both ones that have been established among you all as sort of code to follow and ones for the customers themselves. Out in the front, you have your shop rules for the patrons, which the players have agreed upon as no shoes, no sheath, no service, returns only accepted under the light of a blood moon, and you break it, you buy it, or trial by combat with the centaur. Rudolf is not very policing of the shop rules, so you were free to put these out as you wished. Back in the break area is a different set of rules. Some of them have been policed by Rudolf. Some of them have been established by you all. Number 1, it was lower on the list, but it was crossed out and put to the top of the list, is no touching Phoebe's workstation. It's unclear as to who put it to the top of the list, but it seems to be important. Number 2 is no touching the manager's food, which has always been a point of curiosity for you all, as most of you have not seen Rudolf, yet his lunch always seems to be present. And finally, smiling is a free action. The gong has been rung, the inventory has been taken, the shop is now open. You all are free to intermingle as you wait for your first customer of the day.
One more thing I forgot to mention is Calamity, that she probably does after she's done doing the stock, is she goes outside and feeds Banjo.
Ah, yes. This very small halfling heads outside to feed a reasonable pet for any halfling, the large elephant that has been posted right outside the shop. And Banjo takes their food very happily. They're always happy to be fed.
Are you sure this isn't a security risk, Calamity? I mean, if an elephant gets mad.
Well, just don't piss him off then. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, not me, the customers.
I mean, if the customers decide to mess around with an elephant, then it's on them what happens to them. Like, honestly.
So
Like, do
you're
you
saying
go
I'm a
up?
partner in crime then? Or
I mean,
on stopping crime? Freudian slip.
If you just go up to him and whisper, and she kind of gets closer to you and says, "Stomp a stomp," he'll start doing his little dance. And you know his dance, just boom, 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 boom.
And Total tries, like, lifts his hooves up to try to match what you're making with your hands. Like boom, 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 boom.
You know it. And most people that come around here are kind of shorter than him, so. And even if they're not, you get some toes.
Cataloger, you
funny
immediately
because-
freeze up as you hear the boom, 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 but they are close to the front door, so nothing to worry about just yet.
And you see Cataloger in his normal space, which is unassumingly, non-intimidatingly at all, beside the bathroom, the restroom, which is for paying customers only. But he's waiting there with his mop and bucket in hand and his belt of rest of his other gear, just in case, unassumingly, anything needs to happen. But you do see the blue eyes flare up.
Byron, I actually forgot to actually describe the character since I was too busy describing his morning thing. Is a snake person. He's a Wanti. He wears mismatched clothes, most of which probably were at once items of the day that they couldn't sell. So he bought them himself because he didn't want to disappoint Rudolf. His hats are ion stones that don't actually float around your head, so that's why he attached them with ropes to give that illusion. He forgot what the scarf did, but he's pretty sure it's cursed in some way. But his biggest problem is he's being a snake person with mostly humanoid with scaly flesh and whatnot. So he doesn't have a nose, but he does wear these large glasses. So he's gonna go to Phoebe. Well, good day. I'm out of that glue that I'll use to keep the glasses on. You know, they're not quite permanent glue, but like the 8 to 12 hour glue. And right,
Phoebe,
they're sliding right off.
Your alarm spell
Without-
does go off.
Yeah, as he approaches, as he's talking, Phoebe reaches out, and the table is like somehow the exact definition of organized chaos, where if you were to look at it, you would have no idea what's going on. But everything is somehow like exactly half an inch apart from the thing next to it. And things sort of, when she sets a tool down, it sets back into place. And she grabs the glue he's talking about without looking up from whatever she's doing, tosses it to him across the line so he can use it, finishes the project, sets it down, leans back, grabs her coffee, and then erases the Phoebe is do not disturb and writes available. And then takes a big sip of the coffee. Oh shit, that was yesterday's. Is that the stuff you're looking for?
Alright, yeah, this'll do just fine.
Cool,
Dabble
great,
do
okay.
ya. That's what I always say, right? You alright?
Yeah.
You getting hydrated? It's important. Got a big day.
Sure.
Alright.
I'm gonna go dump this out.
Alright, you need anything? I work right over there. Same place every day, you know. But,
Yeah.
right. Alright, good day. Yeah, and he'll just sort of dab a little bit of the glue just to stick the glasses on the side on his face so they stay there without a nose. And then, yeah, he'll go back to the counter. Just big smile, just staring at the door, waiting for someone to walk in.
Big, snaky smile staring at the door while Phoebe goes to dump yesterday's coffee, heading past Magpie. Magpie, how are you occupying your time? Are you taking all this in, or are you just waiting patiently?
Just waiting like a hawk. Doesn't want anybody to come, but like just there.
Just there. Just waiting to see who could possibly show up today. Oh. The first thing that happens is the door opens. There's a small ding. It's an enchantment that was put on the door by Rudolf. And a group of humanoids walk in, mostly shaved heads, robes, each with like sticks. Appears to be a group of monks walk in. And they walk in and the painting speaks, and they all look over to the painting. They all look back over.
Byron says it at the same time as the painting.
And they look back and forth between Byron and the painting. They go, hi there. We are looking to stock up for our next adventure.
Oi! We've got stock here. This is a great place to be if you're looking to stock up. Adventurers, are you?
Yes, sorry. We've come from the north.
The north? That's that way. Right, alright. That's a good place to be from. What are you looking for here? I mean, this
Oh,
is Rudolph's Repossessed Reliquaries. We got all sorts of things here, right?
Wonderful, yes. Typically, we're very simple on our weaponry, but things have gotten a bit harder as we've gone through.
Oh, no. I hate to hear it. I truly do.
We're hoping to find something a bit more useful in this shop than your run-of-the-mill weaponry, Do you mind if we just browse around, or do you have any recommendations? Or...
Oh, do I? Weaponry, right? I've always been told best way to win a fight is to avoid the fight. You ever heard that one?
We have, yes, and it has gone very well, except when the thing that wants to fight is faster than us, which is not very often, but every now and then it can happen, especially the group of Tabaxi that we ran into, very easily matching on the speed. Quite.
Oh, they could be frisky, all I've heard.
Yes, they can.
I think, right, what you might need is a way to, instead of outrun or outpunch, these cat folk, scare them off, You need to make a real show of force, right? But you don't want to use any of your resources for it. So, I mean, look over here, and I'll point to Toldal. Right? Would you fight him?
And they all look up, and half of them nod yes, and half of them shake their head no.
All right, you cheeky ones, right? That said you'd fight him. Would you fight him if he was wearing this? And I will take the billowing cloak and do a little flourish with it. Right?
And
Oh, no, I don't want to mess with this guy. Billowing about? What else is he going to get up to, right?
now, Byron, do you flourish the cloak over Toldal, or do you just hold it up in the air?
No, I'm going to put it on Toldal. Get the
Alright.
full experience here.
All right, so the cloak flips over Toldal, and Toldal, your hooves slowly just lift off the ground. A couple inches, a few more,
Oh God.
a staggering
Oh,
foot
no.
off the ground.
He's a regular Pegasus, this one. Watch out.
The 7'7" Toldal is now at a intimidating 8'7".
And Toldal uses his hat of disguise, his hat that he's wearing, to make this cloak sparkle as it's going up, so it looks like a pixie dust as he's going in the air with it. And he's like, now I'm a lot more dangerous. Who wants to fight a flying centaur? Byron, do you know how to get me down?
And every monk looks very perplexed. One of them appears to have heard the last thing that you whispered, but the others don't. They're very perplexed and very confused. And they go, we are certainly confused. No doubt about that.
Oh, confusion. Not a bad spell either. All right. And it does it for free.
It's a bit ostentatious for us. We're from the Temple of the Sweeping Hand. And so, as the name might imply, we tend to do a bit more motions hand to hand, not so much in the air.
Oh, no.
That one over
Sweeping
there knows
hand,
how
you
to
say?
sweep.
Right, yeah, no. You're going to want to talk to a sweeping hand expert over there.
And they all look past over at the Warforgers standing near the restroom, and they all give a small wave, small bow. You recognize the typical garb that would be associated with other monks, so you're not familiar with these particular colors, arrangements.
Cataloger throws up quickly, just like away, just goes like almost like a I want to be you, like wave, and then goes back to to just stock still, just like a
And they look. Yes. Do you perhaps have any basic weapons, or maybe something with a bit of a something maybe like weapons that have been sold that perhaps we can retool for our own use? They say
Right.
to Byron.
What I'm hearing is, right, that cloak is only one. There's a whole lot of you. I'll ring up the cloak, right? You're going to have to fight amongst yourselves who gets that. And we'll see what else we can find for you, right?
Oh no, that's fine. we already have clothes. We just need weaponry. But appreciate it. Maybe some something with blades on the end of sticks, scythes.
Alright, no problem. I thought you type was supposed to be wise. That's my fault. That's a judgment I made. I shouldn't have made it. Shouldn't have done it. Bad Byron. Alright, let's get you some magic weapons then. Right? I haven't seen any of those. Make you really stand out. Very unique. Alright.
They look back and forth between each other. They don't seem to quite catch what you said, but they're like, sure, yeah. They're a bit more focused on the finding the magical weapons part as they follow you into the shop.
What is available for us? What do we got?
You have a variety of items. You have a variety of items. Many are common but have been touched up or improved upon, so you'll have some +1s, +2s. You're not quite as sure as to the stock. You tend to point people towards the items and try to sell it on them. There are other people in the store that are a bit more knowledgeable as to what you have, but you're pretty sure that you've got a decent amount of weapons in this store. You've seen some people buy them before. You sold them before plenty of times. Surely. Definitely. Right? Right.
Right, yeah, it is weapons, right? You take a look at these. I'm gonna go get us an expert. Oi, Phoebe!
Yep.
Oi! We've got people who want weapons, magic and whatnot. I've shown them where they are, but you have such a way of explaining exactly what they do.
Yeah, I'll be on a sec. She comes out of the back, 2 cups of coffee. Hands one to you, Byron.
Oh no, I hate this stuff.
She drinks hers. Alright, who we got here? We got, out here we've got repaired weapons, refurbished weapons, enchanted weapon, cursed weapons. That last one's a joke, unless you're cool. What are you guys looking for?
Refurbished weapons, I think, would probably be best.
Alright, yeah. And I'll kind of take them over and show some of the repairs I did. And it sort of turns into just like bragging about her craftsmanship, but like, and this one was actually, they thought they weren't going to be able to ever use it again. I got it, got it from this group, got real torn up, but then I went in, I got the welding done and got it repaired. Shows like how the joints were attached and how they're put together. It's like a combination of just like bragging, but also selling.
And they're following along as you're going over, the typical things: spears, javelins. There's a net that you repaired. It came in with a big hole in it, and you patched it back together with wire. And they're going, okay, yeah. And they're like, as they touch and they look over, it looks like they're mainly just seeing like, is it sharp? Does it work? They're taking in about half of what you're saying, but it sounds very impressive.
And at a certain point, yeah, I think like getting like off track, veering back to being like, then pulling out some of the magical stuff to just kind of let them mess around with, like maybe catching Byron's eye and being like, oh right, we're upselling.
Okay, and they look at some of the improved upon weaponry, like various moon touched items, various +1 items, bow staff that is made out of a glowing sort of iron. One of them looks and goes, do you have one of these that can maybe like hit with some fire?
Do I?
The person that manages the inventory may know.
Yeah, let me go check in the back.
Yeah. All right, so you head on, hunting down Calamity as she's running around, just keeping stock of everything. Calamity, what are you up to at this point? You were up front with your elephant, and you've come back into the shop.
Well, after she's done feeding Banjo, she comes on back in. You need something?
Yeah, we got any sticks that hit with fire? Did I make any of those recently? Did we buy any of those recently?
Hold on, let me pull out my my clipboard. We got a flame tongue scimitar right now. That would work for him. We also got a hold on, let me look at. There's a hellfire pike. That's a little bit lower in price if they don't want to spend too much. We did just get a laser pistol from Eberron. It's just insane. That's what they used to hunt the dinosaurs out there.
Shit, all right.
But I don't know if they're looking for a laser pistol. That's a rare one.
Yeah, I'll grab the first two, the scimitar and the what was it, Hellfire?
The Hellfire glaive.
Glaive.
Flame
All right,
tongue
and then
scimitar to Hellfire glaive.
All right. And so Phoebe, you come back with these, and the guy seems very, very interested. He looks more interested in the scimitar than the glaive. He like picks up the glaive. He's using both hands to pick it up. It's like, Then he hands it back to you, and he picks up the scimitar, and he does that thing that everybody does when they wind up picking up a sword, which is they start kind of like lazily spinning it around in the shop.
But you gotta be careful with that. If you know the command word, it lights on fire.
Oh, what's the command word?
Fire?
That's a security risk.
And he looks back and forth and goes, I'm sorry, did you say fire? And the blade just ignites.
Oh.
Well, he learned fast.
I grab it out of his. Like, I just take it.
As you do that, Total whips off the cloak and falls to the ground.
Drop. It's only a foot. I'm not going to make you make a dexterity check. You've got 4 feet. But it is a rather thud sound from the front.
Yeah, that's 400 pounds of meat just hitting.
Mm-hmm. And the one monk that accidentally ignited the sword goes, I will take that if you can tell me how to turn it off.
You just say no more fire.
No more fire.
And the blade goes off.
Now, when you attune to it, you could make your own words normally, but we tend to go for simple in the store.
That makes sense. That makes plenty of sense. Thank you. Thank you. And the others rejoin them. They have, again, reinforced quarterstaff, the refurbished net. They go, well, that's very clever. I like that. We'll take that and these, if that's all right. Which one of you do we pay?
Byron.
Oi.
Byron.
Gold's good with me. Right this way.
I hand the fire staff directly to Byron while it's still in the store.
The fire scimitar goes into Byron's hand. Not on fire.
Oi, look at that. All right, so we're bringing you out for what is it again? The
You have at your expense a net,
right,
a reinforced quarterstaff, and this flaming scimitar, which per book cost, I believe, comes out to. Typically, it would only be maybe about 5 gold total for the other weapons, and then you can upcharge on the scimitar a decent amount. Yeah, so it's pretty rare. So that would come up to about 100 or more gold on its own. But as you know from dealing with customers, prices can be a bit flexible depending on how you spin it.
While they were showing all the weapons and whatnot, Byron's just sort of standing by, letting them do their thing. Can he have grabbed that? We have a laser gun?
Yep. Yes, we do.
Yeah, I think if you overheard them talking about the laser gun, you would have definitely.
Yeah, they're not interested in it, so I'm gonna have that, but I'll collect the other things. And usually when he takes people back, he sort of goes the scenic route just to make sure there's a chance for them to maybe see anything else they like, something else that might pop out, or that seems to sort of match the soul. That'd be interesting. Right, so we got the scimitar, we've got a staff, we've got a cloak and the net. Anything else?
Not the cloak, but the other 3, yes.
Right. You didn't want the cloak, of course. All right. Sure. How many of them are there?
There's 3.
All right. So which one of you is the one stuck with the net?
And the one that's holding the net raises up. That'd be me.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. The group needs a net guy, right?
It helps keep the people together so we can hit them.
Right. You know what else is pretty cool? You see that goblin over there?
Yes?
can I attempt to shoot the laser gun at him?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead and make an attack roll, and you'll add your dexterity modifier onto that.
Do you need the stats for a laser gun? I have them.
If he hits, I will, but I'd say go ahead and add the dexterity modifier and the proficiency bonus onto it.
Okay.
Are you
not
proficient?
bad,
I
okay.
don't think you're proficient in gun.
No, not at all.
So go
That
just
would
make
be
the
a total of 11.
11. You definitely hit the desk, the very small desk that they're sitting at, but not the person themselves. And there's suddenly a burning hole in the top of the desk in front of you, Magpie.
That is just also
Oh no!
a security risk.
Right, yeah, this is a risk, right? Right, net guy.
Risk! Oh my!
Right, good thing you've got the net though, but imagine, right? That was fucking wild.
Phoebe, those things need safeties. Apparently, safeties from Byron.
Right,
that should
yeah,
be
I
I
mean,
know,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
almost took that goblin out.
Byron,
The fuck,
who
on
let you
accident.
touch the pistol?
Right?
Supposed to be in the case.
Anyway, net guy. Want one of these, right? You saw what was happened?
That seems dangerous.
Right, you want weapons, right? Exactly. It's
It's
very
definitely
dangerous.
You really don't want one of those.
No, you don't!
And they
All right,
I
fine.
mean, if
I'll
you
just
do
throw it
want
back
one
to
of 'em-
Calamity then if they don't want it.
I mean, it does shoot from 120 feet away. So, in
Got
case
the
you
net.
were interested.
We'll use
the net.
meters where I'm from.
He slowly puts the net down, but starts backing away, just letting his other two friends buy their reinforced quarterstaff and their flame scimitar. So he just sort of like backs away from the apparent danger.
Right, yeah, you're the net guy, so you don't want to be in danger. I get it. You could be the most dangerous in the group, but right, I get it. All right, I'll ring you up for this and a bit of that. And right, so what do I need to do here to upsell them a bit?
It'll wind up being a persuasion or deception roll at that point.
I guess he was very good at that. Yeah, I'm gonna give him a go for persuasion here.
Okay. What's
Like,
the price
right-
that you're settling on?
So what's to do what? Sorry,
What's the price that you're going to be pitching to them?
how much is it all actually worth?
It comes out to about 500, I think.
Right, so right now, we've thought of do usually venturing parties, right? You want sort of a coherent theme, you all want to look cool together, right? And usually I'd be able to add that on, but since we've had the net guy, I can't quite add that to the mix, but that's all right. So we've got two weapons, one not as cool weapon, but you know what? I've got a certain discount I can still give you. You know what? I'm going to give you the net for free, mate. All right, that's my gift to you.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Free net, which right, so all you're paying for now is a scimitar. Wow, it's scimitar fire, right? And whoa, no fire, man. All right, hate to be in the wrong end of this
Light on
one.
and goes out.
And whoa, the staff, right? No, when it all right. So that puts us at an even 750 gold then, right? The two
Ooh, that's
free net, can't beat it.
Go ahead and make your persuasion roll.
All right, I have a plus 10 on this.
Wonderful.
Rolled a natural 1.
Oh no.
For a total of 11. I rolled competing with you though, and you definitely beat them.
Okay.
regardless. But the natural one, you seem to kind of like lose them. They're not like. I'm sorry. Did you say 700?
Right, no, 650, right?
650. Okay.
Sorry,
sure.
my tongue's got 2 bits at the ends, right? Sometimes the numbers don't come out right.
Sure. Okay. Right. Yeah. And they dig through. They dig through like the pouch of the guy who's buying the scimitar, and they pull out about 650 total gold, and they just like amass it and hand it over to you. Thank
Right.
you so much for that.
Would you like these a gift wrapped?
I think we'll wind up using his net to carry them for a bit. It makes sense, right? It's like a bag, but it's easier to access. More
All right.
holes.
No, that really doesn't make sense. The sword catches on fire.
Well,
Fire in a net.
We're not going to say it while we put it in the net.
You'd be surprised how often you say fire.
Maybe we should change the word then, like the lady said. Maybe we'll say water instead. How about that?
That's good.
Just make
That's
sure
rude.
you-
You guys.
That's
That's
thinking
good,
good
honestly.
thoughts, except...
Did
You know
someone
what?
say
Never
they
mind.
need water?
Right, yeah, this one did.
Well, you need to clean the fire that one did with the laser gun.
Hang on, I
Cataloger,
got it.
you do see the burning hole on the top of the help desk.
Yeah, Phoebe goes over and starts doing a mending.
Cataloger, you watch Phoebe go in and start mending.
Oh, no, I insist. No. Madam Phoebe, please.
Phoebe.
Your job description is as follows. The repossession and refurbishment and building of magic items. I catalog.
You're not gonna put the fire out! Can we get the fire, please?
Little hole just burning into the table.
Pardon me, Magpie. And then you see, like, cataloger move his finger, and then just his finger hops off, and there's a little squirt of water on the fire. It's like out of his finger. And
The
then
integrated tool comes out.
starts pulling out a rag and just kind of wiping it up and everything. And you hear Magpie, the robot, go, just a sigh.
He loves this stuff, right? Wish I liked my job as much as Cataloger did.
Wonderful. Thank you. And like as you look back, you see that the other two monks are a good 10 feet further back from you than they were in the first place following that exchange. Like, thank you very
All right,
much.
tell your friends. Right, no, you have a great day.
You too. And they look around to Everett. You all too. And they'll head out the door with their new materials, meeting up with Thurwin outside. And as the door closes, you very faintly hear, "Is that an elephant?" And the door shuts. Catalog.
As soon as the customers are, oh.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, as soon as the customers are gone, Magpie is over his desk, running to our favorite salesperson.
Do that again, and I'll make you a rug!
Right, no, you've got to calm down. Right, think about it, if there's anyone in here.
I'm sorry, I was just shot! Excuse me, out of nowhere, not practice? Was it a bit?
No, if you want shot, you're the best one to be shot here. You can make yourself better.
What? You could have shot the rat's bucket over there!
Alright, we talked about this, Magpie. It's not right to think of him like that.
We haven't. But it's perfectly okay to shoot your help desk. Who needs help?
Snakeskin rug.
Yes.
I mean,
I
I
was
bet
thinking
we could probably
more
sell
of
that.
that.
It's the second
work with
thing
that.
now.
Better.
I could work
Very
with that.
lucky
You know,
we no
he's long
longer
enough
have
to
an
have, like,
HR
an
person.
outfit.
I'd be marching right to him right now. Alright? Think about that.
Okay. Break
Well,
it up.
Rudolph's
I
gonna
think
think.
I'll be in line.
I mean, we
And
have
Total
targets
reaches.
on the wall.
Right, it's all about the pizzazz, right? It's the show, it's entertainment. If I shoot a target, they can be like, right, anyone can shoot a target. I'll throw an end at a target. I blast the goblin right off his little chair. Right?
All right.
Yes.
Back up.
Yeah.
Back up. And then he goes to reach the other way from Magpie and realizes Magpie is not anywhere close to arm's length. And you see a little poof just kind of like push you back. Listen, no fighting. We don't have a HR person. You only have me. And my solving of HR problems is to have you fight to death. And that's not practical right now.
Some would say fight to the death.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Right.
becoming
Fight.
More of an inevitability.
Fight.
Right.
No.
All in all,
No
we did a good
calamity.
job. Good job, everyone. We've got a sale. We made a profit.
Also, be careful about putting magical items on your coworkers.
Right, you
because
almost
that
sold
could
it.
Be bad.
You almost sold it, right? You were this close to getting rid of that cloak. I'm pretty sure we would have if it wasn't for an elephant outside, right? Scan him away.
Hey,
That's all
hey,
right.
Magpie,
hey,
Magpie.
Byron, I don't know who you trying
We're
to
gonna
insult right now,
We're gonna
but
have that fight. It's gonna happen.
maybe if you didn't have that creepy crawl in that tank, calling it a god, people would buy
Cleo?
more.
No, not a god. She's an avatar of a god.
Yeah, that
If
that
you
makes
perceive
it
her-
better.
it will give her power and that gold, and they come back and devour us all. So just don't talk about Cleo.
Cleo manages to do her waste in the tank while the other one does just to do the waste on the sidewalk, and one of those I have to clean up, the other ones I don't. I'm not taking a dog in this fight, or a side or anything. I'm just pointing out the obvious.
I say we
There's a
keep them
dog?
both.
Where do we keep a dog? That is also a security risk.
Oh, is that who's been stealing the boss's lunch? The dog?
Well, don't
I've
call
never
Magpie
seen
a
it.
dog.
Oh boy.
And,
Hey,
and
now.
as they're talking, Calamity makes an origami dog and puts it on the ground and it just starts bouncing around the store. There you go. There's the dog.
I like that.
As that happens, you hear the door ring from further back in the shop, and you hear the painting say its
Places.
speech, and then you hear the speech repeated back, in the exact same way. So it almost sounds like it said it twice. And then you hear the dog barking, and then you hear the dog barking again. It sounds like there's two dogs now. And here's little feet walking through the shop. Stop. Walking more. Hear a whistle. Walking to the shop. You're all just standing at the back of the shop at this point.
Byron, aren't you supposed to be doing your job right now?
There seems to be somebody that has come inside the store. Master Byron.
You're not doing a really good job right now, Byron.
Well, I was waiting to hear how they reacted to the greeting. You know, a lot of people are like, "Wow, that's pretty neat."
They
Didn't
apparently
say
didn't
anything.
that.
Oh, odd.
Another
Odd.
whistle followed by a.
Has my alarm gone off? Has anybody
yet.
gotten close?
Cat.
Right, I'm on the way. Yeah, I'll go. I'll
Do I
go to them.
see anyone?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
This
Byron
seems
will
like
head to the front
an
desk.
extreme security risk. I really do need to install those tripwires.
All right, and so Byron, you head up towards the front, and as you get up towards the front, you see why you weren't able to see anybody. It's because they're very, very small. Very small, black feathered individuals walked in, long beak, the little robe on. And he looks up at you and he goes, "Ah," and walks over to you with a wave.
Good day. What can I do you for?
Good day.
Hey, you sound like me. Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
He makes
Hey,
a
I like
cash-
these guys.
He makes a cash register sound, points to himself, and points outside.
Right, your name is Money Outside. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Name. He goes right afterwards and points.
Oh, god damn it, this is... What was the name? Popcorn?
Yep.
Pop Crinkle.
Pop Crinkle, that was it. That was it. From a joke to a nightmare. Right, alright, so... I understand your name, and you want... I can know different languages, right? I've learned that so I can help customers. Would that help in this situation?
He listens to you and listens to you and goes, "You customer," and points to himself.
Right.
And he listens back. He thinks back to the speech from the. He's thinking back to the speech from the painting. He goes, "You buy."
Right. Oh, you want us to buy? You've got something outside for us to buy. Right. If it's an elephant, we already got one. I'm sorry.
He shakes his head and goes,
Oh, that's pretty good banjo. All right, let's take a look. Hey, Magpie. We can take a look at this. Oh, never mind. All right, I'll go with you.
and
Total is trying to sneak behind this to watch them.
make me a stealth check.
Master Magpie, I've taken the hole in your desk and I've sanded it down so now you can put a candle in it, or a torch or something. You know, if you're doing so many after-hours work.
There is a nice smooth divot in your desk now, as opposed to a burning hole.
19.
19. Maybe it's the cacophony of noises coming out of the Kenku that has muffled the sounds of the hooves of the 7'7", many hundreds of pounds centaur, but you managed to creep behind towards the front door and are now in between.
I know where all the squeaky planks are.
Every last one of them. And the small Kenku does like turn around and goes, "Ah," as he points at the centaur that's now in his path. And makes the elephant noise again as he points at you.
I don't think I'm an elephant. At least that's not what my mom told me.
No elephant.
Centaur, yes.
Yes, centaur.
Hey, Doll, if your mom told you you were an elephant, would you believe her?
Yes, my mom never lies to me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I questioned the honor of your mother. She goes back to tinkering with something.
And he points to Byron, makes the cash register sound, and points outside again.
Right, yeah, after you lead the way.
He walks right under Toldal, like through the legs to the back, pushes the door open.
I'm gonna crawl under Toldal.
Okay,
Be respectful.
go ahead and make me an acrobatics check.
Oh god, you're gonna get stepped on.
13.
13. You manage to make it through. You bump into Toldal's knees on the way, but no harm, no foul.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's give his knee a little kiss. Keep going.
All right. And so Byron has been led out of the shop by this small, interesting Kenku, much to the whatever of the rest of you.
Cataloger is going to be going through the shop and finding any feathers to sweep up and collect, just in case.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that one's gone forever. Bye. Never to be found again. All right. That is a 15 plus, oh my, 20. Dirty 20.
Wonderful. You are certain that you have kept the shop in tip-top shape and have grabbed as many feathers as possible, which is a grand 7 off the ground. But there are 7 feathers that were not there when you started your day, so you are certain that you got it.
Very good. I'm going to hold on to those in case I need to replace any feathers in my feather duster.
Wonderful. And Phoebe, as he walks away, you take a look over at the hole that you were about to mend and see this nicely sanded and cleaned divot in Magpie's desk.
Cool with that?
Yeah, I might want a candle one day. Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's nice to have, like, you know.
Yeah, it's...
All right. If you ever get tired of it, let me know. She'll head back to her workstation.
And Byron, outside, there's a small wagon that's being pulled by a small donkey that just comes a little bit forward, makes a large arc around Banjo, the elephant, and stops. And the Kenku points to his cart and goes, "Items. Buy."
Oh, yeah, let's see what you got.
He pulls out a very large axe, about 3 times his size, and just goes, boom. It hits the ground. He goes,
Oh, look at this. I try to pick it up and probably can't because I'm very weak.
you can make a strength check if you want to, or you can just accept that it doesn't quite budge off the ground.
No problem. Right, alright, we've got an axe of heavy.
He reaches and fumbles around. You hear some clanging. Pulls out 4 tin mugs. They all clatter together, and he makes the exact same sound, so it's twice as loud now as he's clattering them out and holds them out.
Mugs. I love to hydrate. Hey, is there anything in the mugs? Are they just empty mugs?
He picks up a scoop of dirt off the ground, pours it into one of the mugs, and goes, "Ah."
Right, yeah. I think, man, this looks like what a Phoebe drinks. Alright. Not bad. We've got a coffee mug. What else you got? This is easy. I know items.
He fumbles around, and he pulls out, it's about as big as his head. It's this glowing golden sphere. He holds up and goes,
Oi, what's this do? I grab it. Fire!
"Hi." Go
Anything?
ahead and make a investigation check on that, or an Arcana, depending on which one's higher.
Got a 5 on Arcana for a total of 19.
Total of 19. Is that was an Arcana you said?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen something like this before. You typically see it in spell form. You haven't seen one solidified before. It's what's called a Clockwork Sphere. This is typically something that, sorcerers, wizards would use for spell casting, but it comes into existence from the spell, not just sitting by itself.
Well, this one's useless, but that axe is cool.
Useless.
Right, now, bring him inside. You've passed the first test, which is the old Byron pat down. Right, you made it. Congrats, mate.
Right.
Inside, we'll see if the rest like what you've got. Not as
Right.
easy as me, right?
And he grabs the axe, just drags it on the ground behind him, along with like the clattering of the mugs.
Oh, do you mind? Can I see something real quick? Can you hold up your hand?
He holds up the hand holding the 4 mugs, and they rattle around.
Right. All right. You've got thumbs and everything. You want a gun?
Gun.
Right.
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 Right. All right. We'll walk in as soon as they open the door. Hey, get the gun.
And
Right.
the painting goes off again, said the whole speech, and then the Kenku.
Oh, I
just
say
says
it
the
with
speech
it.
right
I
back.
never get tired of it. Right.
Yeah, and you
We
hear
know
your
wherever you
voice-
go, you won't find prices, so you lie.
Yeah, you hear your voice 3 times now because the Kenku is saying it along with you and the painting.
Jesus Christ. This is my hell.
Right. I've got some items potentially to buy, right? If anyone take a look at them.
Right.
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 He's gonna buy a gun.
Did you
Oh
say
no!
that he's gonna buy
Can't
the
shoot the gun in the store anymore. You
No,
can't
we
do it.
cannot! No! No!
I put a safety on it.
Right, Phoebe. Right. There might be
Right.
a cup or something for you. I don't know. Might be interested.
And he just walks through, and you
Walk
can hear
over.
like the scraping of the axe on the ground as he drags it through, and the clattering of the
Catalog
mugs. He walks toward the middle.
Cataloger's gonna move up and go, no, please. Allow me towards the axe.
Right. I always
Wow.
have him lift heavy things. Watch this.
I'm gonna lift up the axe.
All right, and your strength rating is enough that you pick it up. It's a bit heavy. It's a bit imbalanced for you, but you manage to pick it up because right.
Right.
Can you
Right.
fly?
No. Oh, you were asking them. All right.
Totol's
Right.
looking over his contract, just like, is picking up heavy shit from random people part of my contract? And he's just looking
Calamity's
over.
gonna lean over.
I don't see that
No,
one.
It's not part of our job. It's part of their job. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I mean, I'm good at lifting heavy things, but like, that seemed
Told. Just
doing
remember.
extra.
Remember, don't do anything extra.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But what about the tripwires? Because I can maybe get Phoebe to help me with the tripwires.
I mean, the tripwires would be hilarious, and I think we should do that. And I'll help you with that too. So don't worry.
Yes, awesome. Yes, great.
Don't ever do any extra work.
And Kenku looks over. He looks over to Phoebe because Byron called Phoebe the moment that he walked in,
Yep, she's coming over.
and he goes, "Huh." And makes the cash register sound again. Points at the axe, rattles the cups together. Some dirt just sort of spills out of the top of one of them that's filled with dirt now for some reason. And then he points over at the sphere that Byron is holding.
Oh, yeah.
Right. These are all quite magical, right, Phoebe? I'll need you to do your assessment as well.
Yeah. Can I just take a look at that, Byron?
What?
the whatever it is
cup.
you're holding.
Yeah. I'll have the cup of dirt.
Takes the cup out of the Kenker's hand and hands it to Phoebe. Yes.
Okay, I'll start to do Arcana on all this stuff.
Okay, go ahead and make the roll.
That's an 11 plus 6, 17.
Okay. You immediately can tell the axe is nothing magical, neither are the cups, neither is the dirt in the cups, but you are able to make the same assessment of a clockwork sphere that is in Byron's hand just from looking at it. You can see some of the moving parts on it.
Yeah, so this is a cup of dirt, looks like.
Right.
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 Then a big axe, which a little banged up. I think I could do something with it.
Oh, it's an axe of heavy.
Sure.
I don't believe that's a magical property.
It's not. He's just
Sure.
making shit up
And
as
then
well.
she points. That was a little more interesting. Can I take a closer look at that, Byron? The clockwork sphere that you got?
Of this? Right. Not really worth the time, but sure.
Yeah. She'll take it. And her like bronze eyes get really bright
Mhm.
and kind of glow because this is exactly her shit. And she's just sort of like turning it and examining it, forgetting probably what she was supposed to be doing with it.
Now, are you turning the whole sphere, or are you starting to turn the sphere itself?
I'm just turning it to look at it. I'm not trying
Okay.
to activate anything.
Okay.
Because
It's an
I don't
important
want-
question.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Activate the puzzle box.
We
We've
haven't
seen all the
purchased it
movies that say
yet.
not to do that.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? All right, yeah. So you look over it, and yeah, you can see that the sphere seems to move around on itself. There's a couple of like little holes that appear as you spin it over. It looks like they can shift around and close and open. It's very, very intricate, and much like I said to Byron, it's not something that you typically see just existing by itself. It's something that is cast and summoned and then vanishes.
Can I use a subtle spell, sorcery point, to cast message to Byron?
Yes, you can.
Uh,
Message is a cantrip, though, so you don't have to spend anything.
Oh, I just want it to be like there's no component where he would
yes. then
because I think
absolutely.
technically you have to whisper it, but if I use the point, can I just mentally? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, Byron, you just hear like, I don't care what we trade or buy, but this doesn't leave the store.
And Byron, you can reply to this one message, should you wish.
Right. All right. I'll see what I could do. If it's that valuable, I'll make sure we get it.
And Phoebe, you hear that back in your head in the same like chipper tone as if you were speaking it to customers.
Cool.
And the
Yeah.
Kenku's looking back and forth at everybody and just makes the cash register sound again as he gestures to things.
Right. Where's the gun? They wanted a gun? Right. Oh, can you fly? All right. I notice you're like a bird.
Fly.
Fly. Can you fly?
Thinks and he goes,
No!
Mate, would you like to fly? And I'm going to mage hand the cloak over to us.
fly?
Fly. I'm gonna. Right. This can make. I'll put it on and hover a little bit.
And you
Oh, this
pop
will
up off
make a
the ground.
snake fly. And it can make.
He like waves one like
Hold
feathery
on.
hand underneath you.
No wires.
Careful there.
Oh. Hi.
Right.
And gestures for you to go up higher. Hi.
No, it doesn't take you too high.
You hit the ceiling.
Make a deception check.
I'm going to. I will do that. Wait, who is?
Phoebe is.
Okay, 17 plus, hold on. Deception?
Yep.
That's 17 plus 7, that's a 24.
Okay. So he asks you to go higher. Phoebe says, no, you'll hit the ceiling. As Toldal is starting to say, no, it doesn't do that. And he goes, ah. Seems to buy it.
All right, how about I'll give you this for that. I'll point to the orb.
This, and points to the cloak, for that.
Right? Really? This? Better. Yours? Rubbish. It's all right.
There's
That would make an excellent like mood light in a study or a bedroom or something. It glows. It makes me kind of happy. If I am happy.
I think you're happy,
Do you know what
Catalog.
happiness is?
Yeah, can you feel happy?
It's a
That part
job
of your
well done.
programming?
Right?
Happiness is a state of euphoria that's been implanted within my system that would mean that every time that there is positive net gain in the store, I should be happy.
Hey, Phoebe, when are you gonna install that mute button?
Well, that's just callous.
Yeah,
Right.
that's...
Rude. Right, you've crossed the line, Calamity. Right, let's.
Come on, Cal.
I'm gonna wrap up this sale.
And
Right, all right. So we'll trade. Right?
tried this. For that. And points to the sphere.
Oh, you want a gun too?
Gun.
Right. To be honest, I'd love to see you with a gun. Right? But gun. How much is the gun worth?
How much is a laser?
Okay, so a laser pistol. Hold on. That is the wrong thing. I just pulled up the inventory and randomly read words off of it. I'm so sorry.
Not a problem. You know, as I look it up, it didn't seem to have a listed cost value, but I imagine it is rather expensive.
It is a +1 laser rifle uncommon is worth
It does
none monies.
It does
money.
3d6
I'm gonna-
Right,
radiant
yeah,
damage.
take
It
the
does
pistol.
3d6 damage though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that based off of other like martial ranged weapons, it'd be worth about 100 gold pieces. Plus the cloak of 450 gold pieces that you are asking to trade for the sphere. So he wants the cloak and the gun for the sphere.
Wait, how much is a cloak worth? 450?
450 is what your selling cost is.
Item of the day.
Can I do an appraisal of the sphere?
Sure. Go ahead and
Can I help?
You can, so he'll roll with advantage. Go ahead and roll. Once again, it can be investigation or arcana.
Oh, I got a 1 and an 18, which makes it 23.
23. The value of the gold that the sphere seems to be made out of is probably about 50 gold worth of gold. As far as this itself, this isn't supposed to exist. So there isn't exactly a book cost value to it.
Sounds useless then, right? Doesn't exist, can't put in the books, it's gonna be hell.
It does make it extremely rare. But yeah, as far as you know, there's no value to it intrinsically.
Can I see that for a second? I mean for inventory purposes, if we're gonna take it, I need to double check it, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna mess around with it.
Yeah, Phoebe, do you hand it over?
Phoebe hands it over so reluctantly.
I'll give it right back. Don't worry.
Is this a security issue? Is it gonna blow up or
No, it's not gonna. Well,
turn
hold
us
on.
into dust or send us to another dimension?
No, it's essentially just a nice light, right?
Stock people don't typically take appraisal of items, but
Looking at it, cataloger needs to shut his mouth while I look at this. I'm gonna cast distort value and cut the cost by half. The value
Of the sphere?
Yes.
Okay,
So
great.
whatever he thinks it's worth, it's now worth half of what he thinks it's worth to him. Not to us.
To the Kenku.
To the Kenku, he thinks it's now worth half is what it's worth.
Okay.
So it's only about maybe 45 worth of gold, and we'd have to melt it down, so we'd only really get about 25 gold out of this if we were to do anything with it.
It's all dingy. I don't remember it being
yeah, and
dingy.
you gotta,
I'll give
like-
it the full pat down.
I mean, it's okay, Byron. That's why you bring it in here to the rest of us professionals.
I'll
But
look really hard at this Kenku.
You're a seller, not a buyer, my friend.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Byron. He didn't try to swindle you. It's just I don't think it's worth as much as you were thinking. Maybe just like half off the cloak.
Maybe you should be Selron.
It's just I'm so
Byron-
sorry. Whoever you got this from might have swindled you, honey.
Gonna use his telepathy, and just while he's staring at this Kenku, speak straight into his mind. Listen here, you little shit. Did you get this past me? You trying to embarrass me in front of my co-workers here? I thought you gave me something nice. You bamboozled me. With your noises and your cups. I'm fucking pissed right now. It doesn't look like it, I'm just beaming. I'm smiling even though this telepathic conversation is happening. I've half a mind to take that laser gun and fucking shoot you with it right now. I'm so angry. I've done it. I'll do it again. But right now, the only way to make this better is for you to give me that orb. You take that fucking cloak and you get the hell out of here. You're not welcome back.
Byron, does your telepathy work both ways, or is it a one-way communication?
It's one way.
Okay, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
I have a 10 in this. So, that is a 21.
21, and you told him that he should take his cloak and leave.
Yeah, give us the thing, take the cloak, and get out.
And he makes this squawking sound, like at Byron, looks back and forth, and just
cataloger's just smiling, holding the axe.
grabs the cloak off of Byron, who immediately just goes dunk back down to the 1 foot off the ground, and just exits out. The cloak is dragging on the ground behind him.
He forgot
It's
to
a sale, friends. I'm gonna ring the sale gong that I forgot to earlier.
Did he
Every time
just
I
not
make a
pay
sale.
for the item of the day? You gave it away?
Wait, did he give us?
Product.
We have the orb, don't we?
We have the
He left
orb.
the,
yeah.
he left the
Did
orb,
he
the
leave
axe.
did he leave the axe and stuff? Okay.
He left everything. He left everything that was brought in. But he is now
Toadal's
walking
chasing
out with
after
the
him because
cloak.
Toadal doesn't know what happened exactly.
Uh-huh.
So Toadal's just going
Oh,
after
no.
the Kenku to
Go
hem it up.
Go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
Oh no.
Byron's not protecting him.
Oh no.
Jesus, Byron, that escalated so fast.
13.
13. All right. So you're going. A couple things like kind of rattle off the shelves as you go particularly fast towards it. And yeah, you catch up to the Kenku pretty quick. How do you stop the Kenku? Do you stop him by himself, or do you stop him by the cloak?
I literally just grabbed the cloak off his back.
All right. So he's
Like
not on
what?
his back. He is holding it.
Oh, then I'm just grappling him. I'm just picking up the Kenku. Like, what are you doing?
What is your armor? Earns 14. You take 1 bludgeoning damage as the Kenku just like slaps you out of fear as he's now been picked up with a squawk.
Ow, you little bastard. What the fuck is wrong? What? Byron, that was you didn't sell. That was not a sell. Why are you ringing a bell? And I'm just holding the Kenku.
Oh, what's he doing out there?
It looks at
Oh,
Byron.
I forgot to ask if you wanted to get gift wrapped. Right.
Try.
No, see if he wants it wrapped. You're right. I'm sorry.
What is this about a trade?
Right. No, he
What's
gave
about
us the
it? Try.
spear. He gave us all those things for that.
You're giving the item of the day away for a gold bowl?
Phoebe's just nodding.
Right, Phoebe told me to.
And a large axe.
Total, you take another 1 point of bludgeoning damage as he starts like just slapping at your hands.
Ow!
Off.
I don't think you're holding him right. You've got to cradle him, Todol. You're
I don't-
pinching his feathers.
Am I supposed to let him go?
Let him go. He starts still slapping at your hands.
And Total's just like swinging him around. Am I supposed to let him go? Stop hitting me, you stupid bird. And sets him down.
And he just books it out with the cloak, and the door just slams.
Byron, I could kiss you right now. And she takes the orb back. And just walks over to the workstation and just starts messing with it and checking it all out.
And Total looks at the elephant like,
You're the only one who really understands me.
The elephant just like looks like lazily, his trunk dangling. I think it's a good time to take a break. We're gonna let our players hydrate and do all the other biological things that are necessary in the middle of a work shift that you are required to do according to law, while the rest of you take your break. And we'll be back in just a few minutes.
God, we're a walking OSHA violation. Oh, damn it.
Welcome back to another day at the shop, a D&D 5e retail experience. I'm your DM, Zachary Vaudo. I've got the whole crew from Hades High School over on Tablegoth here, running a repossessed Reliquaries shop where they are selling and buying and fixing magical, maybe sometimes not magical, items for the D&D realm. They've had quite an interesting shift so far. They made a hefty sale and a very interesting trade involving their item of the day and a rather upset Kenku. We come back now with everybody coming off of that experience and Phoebe in possession of the Clockwork Sphere that was integral to this trade. Phoebe, you are examining this at your desk in great detail. It is immaculate. You can't quite tell yet how it was put together because, as previously mentioned, this shouldn't physically exist for this long amount of time. So you've never seen one with enough time to actually examine it as you just explore it over.
Yeah, she's fully like twisting stuff. At this point, like she's fully the sales final.
All right, so now you're twisting and turning things.
She's
Go
messing
ahead
around.
and make me, let's take a quick look at what we should roll. Go ahead and make an Arcana check while you twist and turn.
That is going to be a 16.
16. Great. Now go ahead and roll a percentile for me.
$28.
28. Okay. You twist and you hear it click, 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 click. And you put the piece into place and a couple of holes on the bottom open up that weren't there before. And it takes you a bit longer than normal to catch wind of this, but you do rather quickly, as there's a generating sound inside. And several small items from your desk start just going in towards the sphere, like dragging from their spaces in the desk, inward, inward, inward. And you manage to click it back into place before they go up into the sphere, but they clink against the side. And your desk is no longer in order, but all the items are now gathered around the sphere.
Shit.
Was that a good shit or a bad shit, Phoebe?
Bad for me, neutral for the rest of you.
Would you like me to take this axe to the back room, or are you wanting to refurbish it now?
Take it to the back. Thanks, cataloger.
Indeed.
And using some of the order magic that flows through her blood, she starts slowly sorting things back out on the desk. Something snapping into place as her magic kind of helps, but also a lot of it at this point is manual.
Absolutely. And as you do this, the door swings open with a heavy thud, and the speech goes off. Whereabouts are the rest of you in the story? You're all gathered right towards the front?
While that was going on, I think I would have gathered Calamity and Toldal and Magpie, probably around Magpie's desk.
Okay.
Like kind of a serious, earnest, like, all right, we need to talk.
All right, go ahead.
I've gathered you here today because you all saw that, right?
No, what?
Saw what? You try to shoot Magpie? Yeah, we all saw that.
No.
Mm-hmm. That definitely happened.
Oh, I totally did.
No, the part about Phoebe talking about kissing me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know for a fact. I know Magpie fucks. I assume the other ones of you do too.
You know, that is not.
I wanted some advice on what to do.
That's
What?
not appropriate.
This conversation just be over.
What?
Go.
What? Well, mates, I thought you'd have advice on what to do.
This is a security
Away
problem.
from here. Get out of.
And if anyone Toldal shouldn't be judging, I know how you got made. I'm gonna minor illusion a horse, and a minor illusion a person, and a minor illusion them banging. Right?
And this is
No
about when the
judgment
door
here.
slams open in the
We're
front,
mates.
And
Total
as this is
just
all going
grabs
on-
Byron. This is grappling Byron and just lifting Byron up. How
How
dare you
what
talk
I'm
about my
about
mother
to
like
do.
that? How dare you?
Get him, get him, Toll. Get him.
And as
This
this
is
going
not
on,
appropriate.
You don't quite hear the noise from the front. You don't hear the door slam open. You don't hear the painting say its speech. You don't even hear the footsteps. Phoebe, you do. You hear something storming like through the store, rapid fast. And very quickly, Toldal, as you're holding Byron up in the air, you just hear somebody go, "Excuse me," and you just you get pivoted like a full 90 degrees, still holding on to Byron, which is very unusual for you. As this 8-foot minotaur just pivots you to the side and then slams an axe down on Magpie's desk and looks over at Magpie and goes, "Your desk says help, I need help."
Well, Magpie's not going to be any help. I just came to them for help, and they're shaking me all about. You're on your
Byron,
own.
shut up, and there's customers talking.
Yeah, I would like to
And-
do my
and-
job, please.
Realizing there's a customer, Total just drops Byron. I don't know how tall Byron is, but he's holding Byron up above
Byron's not
his
tall.
head. So Byron has a way to fall.
Byron, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Oh yeah, I rolled a nat 20 to grapple you, by the way. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going nowhere.
2.
2, great. You're gonna take 1 point fall damage as you just you don't you're not used to just landing as a Yuan-Ti, and you just bump your head on the ground. So Magpie, there is a 8-foot minotaur with an axe that has got to be 3-4 times your size on the desk, and he's just leaning over. This man has he has pelt that is strapped across his chest, and that's it, across his midsection. He just leaned over and goes, "I need help, please. Your thing says help. I need help."
Oh, you can read then. So you've got a sheath for that thing. And I point to the sign that says no, no shoes,
All right,
no
you just
sheath,
let
no
a
surface.
Kinko in with axe.
And as you as you do that, pointing from the ground towards the sign, being on the ground, you also notice that he has no shoes, which is pretty par for the course for a minotaur with cloven hooves. So this man is now against both parts of the rules.
Right.
You
Hooves.
also notice Total's 3 axes that he has on him. None of them have sheaths.
Wait,
Minotaur goes,
does
Minotaur
Toll
goes,
wear shoes?
"Oh yeah,
No.
hollow shoes."
Hooves count. We ran over this, right? Does no one get the weekly letters I send out?
It's
Oh,
an
you're
You're
axe.
supposed to read those?
I use
it's
that
an
for
axe. It
kindling.
can't have a sheath.
All right. Watching you.
And he
I'll
looks back to
back
Magpie
away.
and goes,
How
trying to
may
take
I
my job,
help you,
Byron.
sir?
"This here is my Stormbringer axe. It's the best damn weapon I ever had. It won't do the thing anymore.
Do the thing like the. Okay. Maybe can
I'll give
can
it a
I
swing.
borrow you?
Give it a swing, and
Phoebe's in the process of writing Phoebe is unavailable as she's straightening out her desk, and she gets unavailed and drops the chalk. Okay. She comes over. What's going on?
Storm X won't do the storm thing, apparently.
Are you to help too?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Phoebe.
Hey.
So, hi. I swing the axe, and it makes lightning come out and just hits everything around it, and it's real cool. But I don't know why it hadn't done it past few times, and normally it does it. I don't have to do much with it. I've had this axe for a long time, but it's not doing the lightning thing, and I don't know what to do about it. And it's kind of my whole thing, the storm thing. It's
Gotcha.
a motif
Gotcha.
that I got going on.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Okay, yeah. He points to the axe that's on the table. This thing is probably twice your size, Phoebe.
Oh, absolutely. She's not strong. She's just gonna go get her tools and bring them back. She's not gonna move.
Okay. Yeah, and Magpie.
Total's just kind of leaning around looking at this axe like, ooh.
All right. Can you
Magpie, as Phoebe's grabbing her tools, you get a chance to actually look over this axe. Yeah, it is intricate in the head, like swirls that almost look like clouds carved into the blade. Handles wrapped in leather. There's some gemstones just hammered down the side. It is fascinating.
And he's kind of just lost in the cloud swirls and the patterns that screams his little fingers across it. Very carefully. Like, yeah, they're working on it.
There's definitely something that like resonates with your cleric self. It's not your god, but there's something. It's more than just the clouds that makes it feel heavenly. And Phoebe, you come back with all of your tools.
And as this is doing storm damage, I'm gonna cast protection from energy on myself to protect myself from any lightning damage that may happen as I poke and prod around on this axe.
Good plan.
Cool. Okay. And then I'm gonna start doing that. Checking out runes on there, see if anything's damaged.
The head of the axe has definitely seen some battle. You can see some staining right around the edges. Looks like he cleans it pretty well, but the blade itself is tinged this sort of coppery color at this point that you're pretty sure isn't metal. Well, it's iron, but it's not meant to be on the blade from the start. It got on there over the course of fighting. A couple of divots in the actual blade itself, but it's kept in pretty solid repair. The axe head doesn't seem to be broken. The gemstones look hammered in. They're not flush in though. Like there's some like leather fraying around where the gemstones are hammered in. And as he's like looking at you, as you examine it and go, you find anything?
Still looking.
Okay.
She's like making a note of stuff she can refurbish after she figures out the magic issue, but she's got like an itemized thing in her head. And then I think she's gonna start. Can I do Arcana or Investigation, or what should I be doing for this?
I would say you can probably do an Investigation.
And can I assist since?
Yeah. Go. Yeah, you can assist.
Can I do an Arcana if that's higher, or is this purely Investigation?
You can do an Arcana if you want to, but I would suggest an Investigation.
Okay, then I'll do Investigation with advantage.
Okay.
That is, I believe, non-nat 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, the axe looks very much in proper like working order. The thing that stands out to you though are the gemstones, because that, again, like the fraying around the leather just seems odd compared to the rest of the axe. And like the color scheme on the gemstones doesn't quite match. Like they're green, and the rest of the axe is doesn't really have green integrated into the color scheme on it.
Okay, yeah.
On this side that you can see.
These are the original gems that came with this?
I didn't replace any gems.
All right.
Why? Did you find something?
Yeah, it's just sticking out. Seems off, like leather here. You got some fraying, and then it's just like the color on him seems off for the rest of the axe.
And he one hand picks up the axe, just like turns it over.
Wow.
And you can see gemstones on the other side of the axe. And these are the ones on the other side are much more flush, and they are blue compared to the green on the side here. I mean, it's the same number on each side, so it looks right.
No, okay, yeah, I think I don't know if you didn't replace them, but somebody must have. That should be blue on this side to coordinate with that side. Otherwise, the magic's not going to channel through it right if you got different gems and they're not in there.
Well, they're not blue?
No, oh no, you colorblind?
I guess so.
Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, these are green. The other ones are blue. Hang on, I might. Let me see. I think these are probably sapphires. Let me go ahead and see what I got in my drawer. We can pull some stuff together. We can work out Byron. We can come up with a cost for the fix.
I want to elbow Byron and be like, "You want to buy? See how she said wow?"
What did he say? I didn't catch that.
I elbow Byron. I'm like, oh, you want some advice about women? Did you see how she went wow when he picked up that axe? And then she just walks away.
Byron's gonna minor illusion an axe in his hand. Right, yeah, I'll be with you in just a second, Phoebe. I'm just getting ready to put that axe of heavy away from earlier.
Didn't Cataloger put that in the back?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks.
I'm pretty sure he did. Almost 100% positive.
Can you
it's
you put
in
that
the
on the back?
pretty
I haven't
sure.
touched it up
Fucking
yet.
mouth. Everyone shut up right. All right.
Oh, actually, yeah, Byron, bring that back out for her then.
I mean, I can't get to it till now. Just put it in the back. And she's going through and digging to see if she has like components to try to fix something like this.
And the barbarian minotaur leans over in front of Magpie and just goes, so she said this is green
Yeah.
and this is blue. What's the difference?
Some yellow.
What she said, yeah, yellow is a different. You know, remember trees? You have trees and then you have the ocean. They're two different things, and
Yeah, but it's the same color.
oh my god. Oh my goodness.
You know what, sir? Let's give them a minute to work. Here, see this whatchamacallit, the thing that you throw things at?
Target?
Target. See this target and how the different rings? Now, if we look at these rings, it goes red in the center,
Yeah.
blue, and then green.
Oh, okay, so the one in the middle is blue.
Yeah, the middle one's blue and the center is red. So that's how you can tell the difference. They are different shades of gray. I have a friend who's like you, so it's totally normal and okay. You just have to look at the different shades of gray.
Okay, no, I know what red is, and he puts the axe down, and the whole help table just shakes as he puts it down. I know what red is, but it's
So
Yeah.
see how these are two different shades of gray? The darker gray is going to be the blue, and the lighter gray is going to be the green. So if you look at the jewels, the darker side is the blue, and the lighter side's the green. It's a very distinct difference, but very small. You gotta take some time to learn it.
all right. So, all right, it's about tonality. Then.
Yeah, exactly. See, you get it.
All right.
I don't know why they're acting like you don't understand. You understand perfectly fine, sweetie.
All right, I like the way you think.
Now we'll let them get
He
fixed.
leans over just like this mitt of a hand, just like kind of like pats you on the head. I like the way you think.
I'm 2 foot tall, so.
Yeah, no, he's like leaned down, just this hand that is fully the size of your head. Just.
That's a little patronizing, but that's okay. I understand. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, you don't like that.
You usually ask before you pat people on the head, especially when they're much shorter than you. It's a little terrifying when you see a big old mitt come down at you.
Oh, it's fair. I don't
Excuse
usually
me, sir.
experience that a whole lot.
Excuse
so.
me.
Hi.
Can I touch your axe?
Probably.
And Total lifts up the axe, and it's like that Lion King scene where Rafiki puts the axe up, and he's like, "Oh yeah."
So you just
That's the good
in
stuff.
both hands, just lift the axe up in the air.
Just in the air, just like
Right.
eyes closed, just embracing the axe.
That was what I needed. Yep.
All right.
I think I need to walk away now for a little bit.
and puts the
Okay, you
axe
just grabs
down.
it out of your hand and puts it down.
Cataloger, clean up on the axe aisle. Huh? Uh-huh. I mean, I just put things on shelves. There's no organization. So good job, cataloger.
Yes, it just wait. You don't organize things?
Uh-huh. And she turns around and walks away.
And you just kind of see Cataloger's head kind of like twitch a little bit.
Oh, see, if you look at that shelf, that's got daggers and bolos. They don't even go together.
Oh, no, Mistress Calamity. That can't work though, because if somebody's looking
Wes,
for
they don't hear you on stream.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, yeah, I saw it before the first time, and I went ahead and unmuted it. Or I was muted. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, went ahead and taken care of. But yeah. No, Mistress Calamity.
Baby got that button installed.
Yeah, you got that button installed. That's right. real quick. Mistress Calamity, no, you can't put daggers and bolos together. No, that's completely
But
different.
what if you want to stab someone and throw a rock at the same time?
I imagine you would just. I have to ponder on this now.
Exactly.
Why would a
There you
person
go.
want to stab somebody and throw a rock at the same time?
Well, maybe I gotta stab the person in front of me while there's a man like 20 feet away, and I'm just gonna go whoop, 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 stab and throw. You got 2 hands. You can do 2 things.
That seems inefficient. Just.
I mean, the guy's
You know what?
like
Never
30
mind.
feet away. I can't stab him. I can't run up, stab one guy, and then run another 20 feet to stab someone else.
They
So
won't
sometimes
even
you-
see you. You're so small.
That's the point, because then you get the extra damage, because they don't see.
Then you climb up on their head and you cover their eyes, or you gouge
Well,
their eyeballs out.
that's what I
That
got
seems
Banjo
very
for.
efficient for you.
Banjo just starts a stomping.
This is.
Is that the elephant outside?
Oh yeah, that's Banjo. He's
Yeah.
perfectly sweet.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering about that. I was a bit preoccupied, but he seemed nice.
He's very nice. You can go up and pet him.
I
Just
think I
don't
will. I
say
think I will
stomp.
when the lady's back with things to fix my axe and make it be stormy again.
I purchased every kind of tool set that you can purchase in D&D
Wonderful.
with my starting gold. Does my jeweler's set of tools
Absolutely.
allow me to fix this?
I
Great.
think
Look
your
at you being smart.
your jeweler's tools and your leatherworker's tools would allow you to
Right.
like very easily remove
Right.
these gemstones. I would say just go ahead and make a dexterity check. But you can add your proficiency into it.
Okay.
Are you doing this by yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, she has all of her tools. Magpie is at the table with her though.
Yeah, I would be up at the help desk.
All right. I would like to inspire her.
Okay. How do you choose to inspire her?
I'll the way he always inspires people, which is from his company quote book. He's gonna go, hey Phoebe. He's gonna minor illusion just like this image of a wolf, and it just says leadership. It says throw me to the wolves, and I'll come back leading the pack. You've got this.
Thank you.
It's a D8 for you, bud.
Oh, a D8.
Did you just invent inspirational posters?
Yes.
So nervous now. I feel like I'm holding this Minotaur's life in my hands.
I mean, technically, yeah.
His whole identity is tied to this axe. It's about to be crushed.
Oh, that's a 12.
Okay, that's fine. You're able to get about half of the jewels out. A couple, like 1 or 2 of them, just seem to be like wedged in there pretty well. Also,
well, I have jeweler's tools.
Oh, you can give it a shot as well. And while Phoebe is doing that, Minotaur looks over and he goes, "Oh shit!" and takes a swing at the minor illusioned wolf and just passes right through it. And he goes, "Where'd it go?"
You got it.
Okay.
You saved us, sir. Thank you. And Calamity's gonna give a really dirty look to Byron.
All right.
No wolves in the store.
Ooh, that was a close one.
Right.
Byron, that's a security issue. You can't make random illusions with people who don't understand them.
It was
in the
inspirational.
store.
Anyone can understand a bit of motivation now and then. Right, Magpie? Watch. Yeah, I'll do a more appropriate one.
No,
I'll,
it's fine. It's fine. You know, it's so.
Magpie, look at me. And I'll illusion. It's like a racetrack, and it just says believe. It says believe you can, and you're halfway there.
Thanks, Byron. I really appreciate it.
This
Hey,
is karma
Byron.
for unhelpful advice, just so you know.
Yes, it is. Hey, Byron, why don't you just show our friend some of our other axes just in case? We got like that berserker axe in that corner and that blood axe. That could be useful just in case.
All right.
Byron,
Magpie?
go do your job.
Don't be looking down the glasses like that, homie. God damn.
Wait, is it Magpie trying to fix the axe?
Yeah, Matt, would you roll?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Byron's not going anywhere. He's got to.
Lord, what's the
I've
roll?
got to support my friend. Right?
It's you're just gonna make a dexterity roll with your proficiency bonus.
Magpie gets nervous if I'm not just staring at them while they do the work.
And don't you
I
get
don't
a
think
D8
that's what makes them
from
nervous.
that,
Plus a D8 though, right?
If you got inspiration, then
Mhm.
yes.
Okay. Well, that's a 25 without the inspiration.
All right. I guess you can hang on to your inspiration unless it doesn't roll over, and you get the rest of them out like twice as fast as Phoebe did. Magpie just takes the axe handle, like swivels it over and goes. It's just very much like, oh, watch this, and just pop, 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 and they're out. Yeah. Oh, good. I don't need the other axes. The blue ones are out now. Oh wait, no, the green ones. The green ones are out now.
There.
Yeah, you
Perfect.
got it. You got it there.
The green ones are out now. Yeah, I remember.
So
And Phoebe, and Magpie actually. Now that these are out, and not like hammered in, you get a better look at them. These look similar now that you get to see them in full to Spellstones. He just looks like back at you guys. Do you have other stones to put in there, or?
Yeah. I'll go look and see what I have. I'm assuming for like enchanters, like I would have hopefully some kind of like leftover equivalent.
You have some stones and some fake like mock stones as well, that are more decorative.
Okay. Yeah, if I can get something in there to get the magic flowing again, I'm gonna try to go get those while I'll look for those. Byron, Magpie, you wanna work out his tab for the repair costs?
Right, yeah, you just tell me what the new stones cost and all of that, and I'll take it from there.
2,000 gold.
Sounds reasonable.
Well, that's a lot of money for some stones. I mean, I don't know if I need the stones put back in then, if it's gonna like cause like that's a lot.
Right, no, we could. No, that's the actual value. But we're here to cut your deal. We're your friends, so I'll see what I can do.
I mean, it doesn't really need. And he picks up the axe. It doesn't really need it, I think. And he focuses it, and lightning crackles off of the blade.
I'm so glad I cast my protection spell right now.
Yeah, in both directions. Yeah. Phoebe, you don't have to do anything. Magpie, make me a acrobatics check, or a dexterity saving throw, actually.
That's a 14.
Okay, and yeah, you're good. You're gonna take like 3 lightning damage total of this. Anyways, no, see, it works just fine.
All right, we'll just charge you for the repair then.
there.
And Cataloger, if you're out and about, you now see some scorch marks that are along the table that you've just sanded and repaired, as well as the floor. It works.
Oh, it is an interesting smell. Byron's gonna look at Magpie. His little snake tunnel slither in and out real quick. Right, repair costs is the usual job. Right, how much have you got on you?
Oh, let's see. He digs around. It just reaches like into the loincloth and just like pulls out like 30 gold straight from the loincloth. How's that?
It's perfect. You have two gold left.
Great. And he takes out 2 and just slaps them into your hand. Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much.
Right, tell your friends about us.
Yeah, you can keep those. I don't know what those wound up in. I'm sure I can find some to put them back in. It's weird. All right, thank you. He like slings the axe over his shoulder and just waves at everybody and walks out.
All right, have a good day.
Have a good
You
day.
do. And the door opens and shuts, and you're left with green spellstones just on Magpie's table with some scorch marks from lightning decorating the table now.
Cataloger, will you throw those away?
Nope, those are good.
Oh, I'll keep those, for decoration. It's fine.
Or perhaps they should go to the inventory, Magpie.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if you want to keep them, then I don't have to inventory them, so it's
There
fine.
you go. That's less work for you. That's what we always
I
say.
mean,
Oh no,
it's not-
what would Rudolf say?
We didn't buy
You know what?
these stones. These are trash stones. So if Magpie
these were
wants to keep the
discarded
trash
from-
stones, then let Magpie keep the trash stones.
If there's
I don't
any
know why.
opportunity to help Rudolf make money, we should do it.
You already took in 10 brass cups that I got to inventory that we don't even sell
I don't.
dishware. So I think we're good.
Out of curiosity, do any of the
And this will
casters,
cover.
do any of the casters have
Go ahead.
identify?
I
No.
do. I have identify.
All right, if you want to, that everybody's talking about the stones and you want to keep them, go ahead and you can cast identify if you want to.
But then I use a spell slot.
You
There's a
don't have
ritual.
I'm a rogue, sir. I
Oh.
don't get rituals.
You certainly don't
Yeah.
have to, but you're welcome to.
If you don't care.
But then.
What are you gonna use your slats on? Something bad.
Something real stupid. A real stupid plan that April has.
Do it.
I feel like
I
I've
like
done
your
enough stupid
plans.
shit. I know I can still do my stupid plan with one.
Or
spell
actually,
slot.
rather, does anybody have detect magic on top, in addition?
Oh, I don't have that.
Hold on.
I think I do have detect magic. I do.
It's
You
possible.
do? Okay. You could cast detect magic, or Calamity could cast identify.
Wait, you have that ability that lets us sleep, take a nap, right? And that would
Yeah,
get my
let me
spell
look
slots
at-
back.
Let me see if it gets the slots back.
I mean, I could also take a short rest. I could go on my lunch break and get spell slots back.
Also that.
You
So
just
yeah,
had a break. You better not.
we are legally required 2 15 minutes and a half hour, and we only took one of their 15 minutes. So I get at least one more smoke break and my full 30. Thank
You-
you, sir. I
you
read
get
my
the-
contract.
The
Oh,
benefits
so you
of
read
a
those.
short rest.
That's
So-
fine. I'll get spell slots. So I will
Okay.
cast identify on these stones.
Okay. So you cast identify, and yeah, these are definitely spell stones. They're charged.
Ooh.
There's spells in each of these stones.
So I would learn the spells then, wouldn't I?
I believe so, and each one of them is counterspell.
Okay, Magpie.
Oh,
I'm gonna lean down real close.
Mhm.
I won't tell everyone how important these are if I get one.
Deal.
These are worthless. They're just real shiny. I'm just gonna, they don't really
Phoebe-
got anything in them.
Phoebe leans in. There's 3 stones and there's 3 of us. I don't know what they are exactly, but I know they're not worthless. And she slides one into her pocket.
So I should throw the other one away then, right?
There's only
No,
3 magpie.
it's
That one's
my-
magpie. We like shiny things. I don't know if you knew that. But
Yes, we. It's
What
something
we
we all have in
collect.
common.
Trash.
Might have-
Yes,
Something
shiny things.
I don't have
It's not-
bias imprinted in my coding, so I don't have to worry about this.
Yeah, you're fine. Why don't look at that floor? That floor is all jacked up.
It is
There's
scorched.
going to be a dramatic gong ring out, and I am casting Zone of Truth on these bad workers.
I would like to run away. Is
You
that
just-
this game? How do I run away?
You can
Make a
attempt to
save.
make a dexterity check to see if you can run out. What's the range on Zone of Truth?
Let us see.
I gotta
Yeah,
go
well, I
feed
see them
Banjo.
whispering and talking about these stones. I can inside them as well to maybe see if I would even think something was up, but
You could actually. Yeah, Zone of Truth is a 60-foot range. You'd have to exit. You'd have to get to the front of the store and start to exit it at that point.
Are you casting or doing an insight check?
it's a 15-foot radius, so it should.
Oh, 50
If-
foot radius. Okay, I thought it was 60.
So
Okay, then
nah,
yeah,
so
you
if-
you could attempt to make a dexterity check to run out of the Zone of Truth if you wanted to, Calamity.
I'm gonna see if he does it first.
That's fair.
I mean, if you're all gathered around the table, yeah, I'm fucking doing it.
Okay.
I don't know if you'd see
How
it
does
coming.
this cast? Like
So
you
you hear
might,
the
you
gong.
might not see it coming at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that's
literally, you guys are
Right?
talking about with the stones, and I just take a gong and boom.
What was that? Why did you do that?
You do get a spell save against it though.
That's true.
Ooh.
It is a charisma save, 15.
Fuck.
Oh,
15?
So that would be Phoebe, Magpie, and Calamity.
Got a 6.
Oh, that was a bad roll.
got
I
an
have plus
18.
7, but I got a 9.
I rolled anyway just to see what happened. I rolled.
I rolled 2. Yeah, I got
I rolled a nat
I failed.
one, so
I
They
failed.
just.
I will
they both
absolutely tell the
reel it.
truth on everything.
They just both really want to tell the truth. I mean, we are right around that desk, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Noi, what's
What?
going on with the stones? Are they worth something for the store? For the company?
No,
Slightly
they're
swollen.
trash.
There's been
Magpie,
some-
I know
some
the smell didn't work
problems.
on you.
Are you asking if these stones are worth anything?
Are they valuable?
Are they valuable? How does Zone of Truth work?
Can't speak a deliberate lie.
Okay. I mean,
And
these
I know who
stones,
pass and fails, so I know Magpie passed essentially.
these stones have value to particular people.
Perfect. If they've got
And
value,
we are those particular
I can sell 'em.
people. You
right now you were allowed to use our 2% discount to buy things from the store. That's where most of my outfits from.
don't think you could
2%
sell
sucks.
these, actually.
I could sell anything.
Okay, but okay, you want Byron?
I think you can sell
Byron,
them for
if
sure.
if you sell the laser pistol before the end of the day, I'll give you my stone.
Well, it's not your stone. That's what this is what all
It
this
is
is
my
about.
stone. It's in
the
my
store
pocket.
stone.
And possession's 9/10 of the law, and unless you want to come take it from me.
If you're
That's
stealing,
actually not true.
There was
That
no
would be
bill of sale.
considered
There-
Yeah, there were-
stealing.
I
there
will
no
call
bill of sale.
security right now.
There was no bill of sale for these stones, and as I
Total
recall, that
like-
man said to throw it away. So I'm gonna do what the
According
man
to my
wishes and throw them
contract,
away.
When we come into possession to things as a store, they're the store's property.
Well,
So I
He's
will
about to
have to
stomp
make
you
you
with
come
his
up
fur
off of
boots
those.
if you don't give those back.
I mean, you can try to take it.
Don't make me
Byron.
do this, Calamity. I kind of like you.
This
I'm
is
gonna
where-
tell on you so hard if you don't.
Oh,
You
oh,
little
telling.
bitch.
Think about this. You shot me. You did some really weird
actually
things with
true.
your
You asked
illusion.
some
Let's
really
be
That's very
real.
true.
You asked some really
glaring
inappropriate
issues
questions
today.
about Phoebe.
Oh, I did it all for the
Like,
company.
this-
You could
Right,
buy
we
us
should
all
all be
asked
willing to
us-
lie.
Wait, wait, wait.
Oh, Phoebe.
You asked
Throw
us
He
our
wants
about
to
lives
kiss
away
you.
for the
He
company.
wants to kiss you so bad, Phoebe.
He's
Yes.
really into you. He asked us how to kiss you.
The door rings and the paint
Oi.
Phoebe like knows they're all in the zone of truth too. She just sets the stone on the
Hey,
table.
Byron, how do you feel about Phoebe?
Wait, so you can't say that because I didn't ask to kiss her. I said, "Hey, Phoebe wanted to kiss me. What do I do?"
Yeah.
Oh, Phoebe, he wants to know what to do about you wanting to kiss him.
Yeah, it was fine. I went to them for advice. I didn't know what to do.
And yeah, the door rings and the painting says its speech from up in the front as all this is going
Total
on.
turns around.
I've been
I
here since
know.
the beginning of this store opening, and I'm cleaning up your messes every single day, day in and day out.
I try to help cataloger, but you yell at me to stop.
You yell at all of us.
Told all
Nope.
you see a very like you see a very like just dirty looking human man like with a long coat and a scarf on, and somebody walking next to him might be a child like in a cloak as he walks in. Goes, hello.
Welcome to Good Burger. I mean, wait, no, that's my old job. What's this
What do
place
you
called
want?
again?
I'm sorry. This is the Reliquary shop, yes?
Yes.
Yes. I would like to buy some reliquaries. If you are the salesperson for the shop.
I'm actually not sure what a reliquary is, but I do know we sell axes.
A reliquary is something that stores important items like holy symbols or magic items or other things of that nature.
He can't
Yeah,
lie
what's
right
that?
now, so-
And he walks right past Toldal over to cataloger. Yes, I would like to purchase some reliquaries and as much paper as you possibly have.
A reliquary and as much paper. We do have that. If you just go right over there. Now you're going to be confused by the mismanagement of inventory because you'll see paper, which is right beside potions, though that is not
Because
alphabetically
they both
correct.
begin with P.
That doesn't make
And you
sense
need
because
paper to write out the formulas for potions.
only that aisle is alphabetical. The rest of the aisles are not alphabetical, and it's very confusing to the customer.
No, just that one shelf is alphabetical.
You know what?
Confusing to me too.
I've been holding this broom for so long. I will grab the paper for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm
Good
going to
day.
watch you because you look like you might steal something from our store.
You're
I'm
not
sorry?
supposed to say that part out loud, Cole.
Oh,
I know they all
Well, he
look shifty,
does.
but just because he's human doesn't mean he's shifty.
I mean, lots of shifty humans. I've met plenty
I
of
mean,
them.
you're right. Most of the humans are bad that we've met.
And he's very dirty. And I mean, like, was he playing in the elephant stall or something?
I mean, he
'Cause
doesn't
smell
smell
kind of
like
bad
it.
too.
I was wondering about the elephant outside, but no, I was not. It's an old coat.
Hey, Byron, why don't you do
Ah.
your job? This man wants some reliquaries.
Oh no, the nice automaton is helping me out. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's what I am. Here's the paper. Sits on the help desk. Automaton.
Thank you very much. Could everybody that was talking just now, I think it's Calamity and Todal, make me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm going to. I don't know if I'm going to get to use this at another point in the game. I am going to use. Hold on, I didn't look up what it was called. A Clockwork Sorcerer ability called Restore Balance.
Possible here.
To negate disadvantage on Calamity.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, you just catch Phoebe's eye as the bronze kind of shines for a little bit.
Okay.
And now
Calamity
you don't have
catches your eye.
disadvantage.
Gives you a wink because with disadvantage, I had a 17. Without disadvantage, I rolled a natural 20.
Very nice.
Oh,
I'm so
okay,
happy.
so you would have got the natural 22 because I rolled a nat 20 and an 8.
Oh shit! How did we roll like the same thing?
Well, Todal, you're very focused on this strange grimy man who wants paper and reliquary.
Yeah, so it's
Calamity,
11.
You didn't
22 total.
Yeah, Calamity, you weren't quite paying attention when they came in, but
Makes sense.
like you caught him out of the corner of your eye, and it stuck with you to the point that you knew that there were two of people that came in, this guy and like somebody about your height, and maybe that's why you see it better because you're actually down there. But that person's gone. Like that person's not been standing next to this person pretty much the entire conversation.
I'm gonna stealth through the store until I find them.
Okay, go ahead and make me a perception check, but also a stealth check. And meanwhile, the man is talking to Tilda. I was like, it's just an old coat. I've had it for a very long time.
18 perception.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 plus 9 for stealth. So 19,
Okay.
20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8. 28 stealth, please, sir.
Okay, great. You walk, you're stealthing around, you're looking, and you hear like rattling from one of the aisles that's like a good ways over. You sneak around, and you see the person in the cloak, it's about your height, like in one of the aisles, and they're just like sweeping stuff off the shelf into a bag.
I would like to come up behind with my dagger and like right to the neck. Shoplifting will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and by prosecuted I mean stabbed.
Okay.
Cole!
Yeah, yep, uh-huh. Todal
We
makes
got
his way over
ourselves a
there.
little shoplifter over here.
Oh no! That means I have to blow the shoplifting horn. And I take this fucking war horn and just blast it to let Tull know we have a shoplifter, even though he was already just informed. Because that is protocol.
And the guy just like,
and I just keep blowing it.
I wouldn't flinch if I were you. That dagger's real close to that artery.
The minute the shoplifting horn goes off, Phoebe's at her workshop. She's just like at the desk, like guarding her territory.
We've got a lifter.
Alternate idea, alternate plan. And Calamity, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm good at those. Was it adventure? 12 plus 6, so 18.
All right. You don't get blinded by it, but you do flinch as the cloaked figure says other option and holds up something in his hand that just bursts into bright light. And I rolled an 18 on a dexterity athletics. for this person. This person is now booking it for the door. You're not blinded though. You see them go.
Oh yeah, I'm about to yeet him to the sun.
And
Go ahead.
I just was gonna cast a spell, but I don't know if we need to roll initiative or if Toldal's gonna get a move in or what's happening. Sorry.
I think Toldal is closer, but Toldal would have to actually make an attempt to intervene.
Yes.
Cataloger's on standby. You see Cataloger's eyes go from blue to red.
Phoebe's on standby. She's got an action ready.
What's
Toldal
the
is
song
going
to
to
do? The siren?
rage.
The Kill
Because-
Bill.
Yeah, the
Why
Kill
not?
Bill siren is going to Cataloger's head right now.
Toldal, you can make either an attack roll or you can make Dex Athletics or Dex Athletics to intercept.
I'm gonna make an attack roll, and I'm
Okay.
gonna rage because I don't get to use my axe too often
Okay.
against shoplifters, and shoplifters will be prosecuted with me axing them questions. So rage, and then now I have to roll a wild magic surge.
Yes.
Where's the wild magic table for this shit?
There's a barbarian specific one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a special one.
I've got it right here.
I hope it's got flumps. I love flumps.
What's
Okay.
what is the dice for it?
D100.
D100.
D8?
Oh, it's
D100.
D8 for
Oh, it's a D8.
Yeah, I'll say.
for
D8
that?
for-
yeah, because there's only 8 options for
Oh yeah,
Wild
yeah,
Magic
yeah.
Barbarian.
Wild Surge, okay.
I rolled a 6. What is on there?
Until your rage ends, you are surrounded by multicolored protective light. You gain +1 to AC, and within 10 feet of you, your allies gain the same bonus.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, now I'm about to. That is a 16 plus 7, so that is a 24 to hit with a great axe.
This character rolled to dodge, and with a 27, you just hear as it baseball slides, and the axe goes into the floor, and it slides, and like you hear rattling as the bag drags behind on the floor, and just clambering for the door.
How far away is the door?
You were near the help desk. No, you were near the group every, so you're over near like the guy that came in, and the door is like up towards the front. So I'd say it's a good like 40 feet at this point. Though Phoebe had wanted to cast something.
Yes.
Yeah, Phoebe gets a wrench and throws it, but she doesn't throw it. She casts catapult.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need a DC 15 Dex throw, which I think this guy's probably.
Yeah. So that's an 18 total.
Okay. On a failed save, wait. Hold on. Sorry.
Catapult.
Nope.
also.
It hits
It
or
just
it doesn't.
whiffs.
It looks like.
Yeah,
so
I
the
think
wrench
you only
Catapult
go-
just
yeah.
whiffs.
That whiffs. That's okay. That was fun.
Okay. All right.
I would-
And so this person's almost at the door. Cataloger, you were about to do something.
Yeah, I'm going to use my 40 feet movement speed to... Essentially, you're going to see Cataloger just run along one of the shelves, brandishing a +1 quarterstaff, which is just a mop, has a mop
Okay.
hat on the end of it, and is going to jump down and hit a strike, and then I would like to use my extra attack to spend a key point to do a stunning strike.
Okay. Roll your attack.
Perfect. All right.
Also, question: would I have gotten an opportunity attack? Because I had my knife to them and they ran out of my range.
You would have actually. Yeah. So go for it. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll an opportunity attack. Oh, with your knife.
That is
Yeah.
a...
Also, it
And,
looks like a disco ball around Total
Yeah.
now.
That is a 21 to hit.
Okay, that will definitely hit. but
Mine was
first-
a 19 to hit.
Okay, and yours will hit too. So go ahead and do your dagger damage. We'll say that's like as they slip out from the knife.
That's five
Okay.
stabby stabs.
Okay, and then go ahead and what's your damage cataloger?
So the damage is... Okay, let me do the... Boom. So let's see, his key point... Oh, it's a D8, not a D6. That is a 5 plus 4, or 9 damage.
Okay, and then what is it? 15 for a stunning strike is the save?
It is 13 for mine.
13.
Yeah.
and with a base of 14, they pass.
Okay.
So you hit them and they go, and they actually like things fall out of the bag as they like swing at their head, but they tumble through the door and they're out. And you see
Stop.
like you see some stuff out front. You yell stomp.
I yell stop.
Okay, as the door shuts, you hear just booming outside and shrieking.
I'm not gonna do it.
You don't hear any like crunching or anything, but you hear some shrieking.
Could I chase them?
You can attempt to, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I just need
absolutely
to.
would
I just need
chase.
to. I need to be within 60 feet of them,
Okay.
I have a
go ahead
50-foot movement speed.
which I was hoping to get them before they left the store, but
and, go ahead and run out.
yeah.
And as you run out, both of you go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Can I also do this?
If you want to run after them, yes.
Yeah.
19 or 18 plus 2,
Okay.
20.
6.
30, 20.
6.
11.
Would there have been time to? Well, they're already outside. Yeah, I would be chasing them out.
If you're,
Wait,
if you're
where's
chasing
the?
out
You
two,
got it. You
Yeah,
can't
just stay
leave
with the other guy.
alone.
Oh no.
So if you're chasing out two, go ahead and make a perception check. while
Oh
you're out
wait,
there.
no, yeah. There's another guy. No, I'm staying with that
Okay.
one dude. I got
Okay.
planned for him.
So I rolled for them. You look outside and like there's like tussled dirt and dirt up in the air from stomp. Banjo is stomping, and there doesn't seem to be any sign of this person. Meanwhile, back in the shop, the man is standing there and he just goes, he's holding the paper and the reliquary. He goes, how much was this?
Cataloger picks up the items that fell out of the bag. What are they?
Things that fell out are about 4 daggers, a couple boxes of ball bearings, and what looked like a chemistry set.
Cataloger's gonna pick them up and move them back towards the desk and set them down and go, add this to the tab, please.
Very well. How much does all this?
This whole time, while this was going on, as soon as he finished blowing the horn, you'd lower it. Just be looking at this person. He's gonna speak in their head. Oi. A big idea, man. Bringing him in here.
And you hear telepathically back in your head. Like, back in your head. I just want to buy some paper and my items, and now I'll buy these person's fucking items. Don't try to intimidate me right now, please.
I always. Never. Listen. What? And then I'll just actually speak in person. Right, if you're buying, I guess we got no problems here then. I'll ring these up for you.
Sure.
What is it? Whoa. Oh no. It's like one of regular paper. This is what, cardstock? This is sturdy. Expensive. Ah, right. So we've got paper. We've got all the things you've done, right? And
I believe I was standing here attempting to purchase.
just in there. What?
I believe I was standing here attempting to purchase. I did not do anything.
Right, I mean, you brought in, if you want to catch the criminal for us, right? I can not, you've brought them in. Is that your son?
I don't have any children.
What was that?
A nuisance.
Alright. Well, then there's the nuisance tax, and there's this, right? We're looking at about, how much gold worth of stuff is he actually trying to buy?
It's honestly like 10 gold worth of like just paper, and the reliquary is probably like 8 gold. It's just a container.
So like 18 altogether?
Like 11 altogether.
Oh. Now look at him. Right. Looks like your total is coming out to 12 gold.
Fine. You just put 12 gold on the counter. Not even in your hand, just on the table.
Right, you want me to gift wrap any of this for you?
No, that's perfectly fine. And
Would the child like a gun?
I'm sure that they would, but I'm not about to purchase one for them.
Alright. You have a good day.
Thank you. And he walks off with the paper and the reliquary, and actually just leaves the other stuff on the counter, like the chemistry set and everything else, and just out. And the door closes behind them. And cataloger, there's just a mess in here now between you running on the shelves, everybody booking it after. Like, whatever happened between Calamity and this person back in the shelves is just in utter disarray. And the three of you outside, you see this man just walk out, he walks right through the cloud of dust. It doesn't really add much to his already dirty visage as he just trudges off.
One last thing I'm gonna do is Calamity's gonna, like, in the direction that, like, the footsteps started going, cast message. We'll fucking find you.
And
it goes back inside.
And you hear back, good fucking luck, and it's just gone.
Told them within 120 feet that way. And then I'm gonna cast Grease. Never mind.
Phoebe's back inside. She's back inside. She's not chasing.
Total sees Calamity, considers going and looking around, and then goes to Calamity and says, "No extra work, right?"
Shit, you're right. I don't like when people get one over on us. Like, I don't care if he stole anything. Like, they got to take whatever they want. They ran away and we lost them.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what? You want an ice cream? I'm gonna go buy an ice cream. You want a froyo? A yogurt?
Oh yeah,
okay,
ice cream.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some ice cream. We deserve it.
Like legs kicking up in the air. He is super excited. Tails whipping out behind him.
I'll get you your favorite flavor. If Byron asks, just tell him I'm stocking something in the back.
Byron's not our boss.
He does like to tattle, though.
This isn't a security risk. You're fine.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back. It's like it's right there. And I go get Calamity and Toll some ice cream.
Calamity heads off to get ice cream as Toll heads back into the shop.
Yep.
You would hear this sale gong go off as we've had another successful sale.
All right.
Nobody move. Cataloger's eyes are still red. Everyone needs to go back to their respective positions until I clean this mess. Are those dirt? Is that dirt on your hooves?
Yes, I have hooves. Dirt gets on them.
Use the welcome mat.
Touches the welcome mat, front hooves, then the back hooves.
Thank you. You just see, like, the cataloger stretch it out and just start go back and just start mopping and dusting and putting everything back.
All right. Go ahead and we'll call it. Let's take a look. I'm gonna go ahead and call it an athletics check for the amount of sheer labor that you're gonna have to do.
That makes sense. That's fair. Okay. Ooh, all right. That is an 18.
Okay, you're able to get this done pretty rapidly. You are in work mode. You are focused on this, and the rest of you are standing at your respective stations watching Cataloger do this. Welcome to converse with each other as he just goes ham on the store.
Phoebe subtle spells mending, so Cataloger doesn't yell at her for helping, but put some of the stuff back together low-key.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be cheering him on the whole time.
Boy, like
Cataloger, you're doing so good.
Shelves.
You see
Like,
Cataloger's
yo,
head
maybe?
turn around, just like glare at Byron and then go back.
Cataloger, remember, be the kind of woman that makes other women want to up the game.
I
There's
would
a little
like to
minor
stab
illusion.
Byron.
You're getting ice cream.
I would like to stab him. I came back from ice cream. I heard that and just teleported back.
Okay, yeah. As you come back in with ice cream, you hear that and just start stalking towards Byron.
I give Tall his ice
Now
cream.
walking towards your.
Oi, you took your second break already. Oh, you forgot to clock out. It's all right. I got you, Calamity.
No, the second break is also paid. It's the 30 that isn't. Read the rule book. And she's going to hand Phoebe her latte. And Magpie her ice cream. Because she knows Magpie wants some. Pretty much everyone but
Reluctantly.
Byron.
Oh, Byron's still writing it in. Still got to clock out. It's the rules. I love them.
Uh-huh.
Something you would have got hurt, not on, and we thought you were on work time. Remember that insurance guy
It would be a shame
before,
if someone got hurt during work time.
right? We have no benefits.
Does anyone? I don't think benefits exist
Someone
yet.
gets benefits?
No,
Oh,
I
you
gave
noticed
mine
that?
up to help the store.
Catalog, you
even
noticed
have
some blood
dental.
on the floor. You noticed some blood on the floor from the combat earlier. You have to scrub out a bit heavier.
You just see your
Really?
catalog.
I just go to Magpie to heal me up.
Yeah, if you want to take your break, I can hit some cat naps in the back.
Oh, we got another break. I'll mark it.
Mm-hmm. You can stay out front, Byron, while the rest of us take our breaks then.
I
Sound
always
good?
do.
Sounds good. Phoebe, Magpie, Toll, you want to go hang out in the back for a little bit?
I'm honestly gonna keep messing with this clock thing.
Paula's just licking the ice cream. Who works security if I don't work security?
Cat,
Byron,
we get our break.
I've got the security horn. You'll hear it.
Is Zone of Truth still active?
Oh,
How long does that last?
I don't know.
that changes everything.
It really
It
does.
lasts
10
10 minutes.
Okay, it's probably like about like wrapping up at this point. All right, just curious.
Okay, Toadal goes to the back.
Yep.
You better blow that
Break.
horn.
Hope I don't have to, but you're right.
Toadal heads to the back. Cataloger is vigorously cleaning. Phoebe is messing with the sphere. Calamity, Byron,
Also going on
Magpie.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cast the cat nap for anybody who needs to heal to get a very fast short rest.
All right.
I'll take those spell slots back.
There you go.
Fantastic.
All right. And so there's a cat nap happening. For about 10 minutes in the back. 10 minutes more as Cataloger finishes up cleaning. And Phoebe, you're still hard at work. Go ahead and make me another Arcana check.
Cool. $12.
Cool. And now roll a percentile for me, please.
Great, great. 33.
Great. So you click it, click it, click it, and like there's multiple holes on it now. And then as you click the last one into place, bright white light just hits you in the eyes, and it's really hard to see as 20 feet in every direction around this just gets 3 times as bright as the light just comes out of the sphere. And it's just, the whole section is just illuminated right now.
Can I click it back?
You can attempt to. I say go ahead and make another Arcana check.
That is a 15.
It's hard to see, but you manage to click it, and eventually it just dims down.
Okay, yeah, and now she started to scribble notes. Just taking notes on what happened each time she's clicked it and trying to remember like how she did it and
Oh yeah, and you know everybody else like so I guess it's just Cataloger and Byron. You see the white light just go and then come back in after a bit. All right, and Cataloger, you finish up your cleaning and everything is back in order.
Cataloger's eyes go back to blue. Wow, spick and span, just how it was this morning.
Byron, what are you up to while the 10-minute cat nap is going down?
Oh, he's in the zone. Just big smile, just staring at the front door, waiting for someone to come in.
Okay.
Encouraging Cataloger.
Master Byron.
Oh, that makes me uncomfortable, yeah.
Well, Rudolf, when we first started the shop together over 175 years, 232 days, and 5 hours and 32 minutes ago, he established that I would call all the employees by mistress or master. It was a way of showing that I am in good with everyone, as he said to speak. This was a long time ago. I was wondering if I might be able to have a promotion?
I don't have the power to do that at all. But I think you very well deserve it. I'll be honest, cataloger, let's sort of look around. I think you might be the second hardest working person here.
Second hardest working.
Aye?
Behind yourself, you would assume.
I don't know, but yeah.
Curious.
You know what will help you get to number one?
Yes.
There was a bard once, right? And they said, I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it. Now I live that every day.
I'm sure I could be as good as an employee as you. I have been here over 175 years, but I'm sure I'll one day get to your level if I could just learn to skim a little bit off the top.
That's the spirit. What? Well, I mean, I don't skim. You just gotta follow all the rules and do everything the boss says, and essentially sacrifice your freedoms and your happiness for the store. You'll make it. I'm waiting. Any day now, it'll trickle down.
That's good. I don't do anything but sit here in the store. When we close, I deactivate.
That true?
Me too. Fuck, it's Phoebe.
The light goes down as she says it.
What, catalog would be cool.
Do they?
Dropping my temperature down by 5 degrees.
Nice, nice. Oh, hey, Phoebe. Me and the catalog here were just talking about axes. What are you up to?
I was 5 feet away. I could hear you talking about cataloger. You said you get powered down when you don't.
Well, my purpose is the store. And if the store's not open, well then, what is my purpose?
Just to. Oh man. I was gonna look at Byron to escape, but I feel like you feel like this is your purpose too.
Oh, what's wrong with that? It's not your purpose. You're here too, right?
Yeah, but I have projects at home that I work on, and I use
I
the
do
money
think
I
of
make
new
here.
slogans for the store when I'm at home too. That might be a problem, cataloger. You go home and you power off. I'm always thinking about the store.
The store is my home.
You don't go out to bars and make friends. Cataloger, I know your answer, which maybe I'll address in a second. But do you have? Are we your only friends in this store?
See a single tear start to go before his little snake tongue flicks out and licks it up. No! Got loads, heaps of friends. Heaps of friends. I've got Cleo.
Can I roll an insight check on
I don't
Byron?
think I have to. I think I know my
Need
answer.
to, but
That's a natural
Yeah,
20.
I think you just know.
You see into the very soul of Byron, cataloger, in a way that you've never seen into the soul of another person. You can tell that Phoebe is cutting right to the heart of it here.
You see cataloger just robotically grab one of those brass cups, slide it over, grab out a rag and wipe down the bar, slide it over, point out a finger, and then you see a little bit of alcohol pours out of his finger, and then goes and then puts it in front of Byron, and then adjusts Byron's hat, claps him on the cheek a couple of times, and says, there.
For clarification, was that the cup with or without the dirt?
That was the cup without the dirt.
Okay, good. Okay.
oh no. So, robot inspiring me? I'm just gonna
I like it.
put my tongue into the cup with the alcohol.
You should have a life outside of the shop, Byron. It's cool to be passionate about your work. I like what I do over at the work table, but I've got other stuff going on.
I used to be the stock boy of the store.
Oh, I know, buddy. And she pats you on the shoulder.
About this time, our three on break have woken up from their cat nap and they're starting to filter back out from the back.
We miss anything?
More problems.
Byron has no friends.
No, we didn't
Oh,
miss that.
no,
we
no,
already
heaps
knew that.
of friends,
There's
right?
facts that we know.
I mean,
no.
okay, if
This
Byron
is
had
us.
friends, he wouldn't come up and start talking about Magpie fucking.
No.
Can we not do that again? Can
I'm
that just
I'm
be
sorry,
erased from
he
the
started
lexicon
it.
of words?
He started it. That was his exact phrasing.
We know.
Well, this banter between us friends, right? It's top notch.
I don't.
The door
so
dings
much.
Thank
once
God.
again, and you hear the speech from the painting happen. You're all about like at the middle of the stores. You turn around and there are like a half dozen or so kobolds that just sort of walk in to the store, and they come in and they do not have shoes on. They do not have sheaths on their daggers or their slings. And they look at you and they go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they start counting themselves and they go, yeah. Hi.
Oh no, you've broken some of the rules, but it's alright. 80% of success is showing up. We're almost there. What can we do for you?
No, Byron. That's
This
not the
doesn't
rules.
seem right.
No, this
Why
is
don't
like
you have
all of your
shoes
money.
or sheets?
I'm
Like all
gonna
of your
stealth
money.
behind something real quick.
What? They're trying to sell something. They want all of the gold.
Alright.
Alright,
No,
mates.
that's
Yeah,
not
what
what
are
that
you
means,
selling?
Byron.
Oh, you want something?
Right.
Okay. Well, I don't. The one in the front goes, I don't have much, but, and Byron, out of nowhere, you're gonna take.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Nice.
You're gonna take 3 bludgeoning damage.
No.
You're gonna take 3 bludgeoning damage as the kobold offers you the rock from his sling straight to your head. It is well over your armor class, and you are struck straight in the head by the rock from his sling. Everybody, please roll initiative for me.
I can roll on D&D Beyond.
Do I get a bonus to my? What's this? Do I get an advantage?
That is a
No.
19 for Phoebe.
19.
17 for total.
Okay, let me go ahead and make a quick note card over here. So we have Phoebe, Toldal. Who's next? Anybody else in the 20 to 15 range?
21.
21. All right, so Byron,
23.
Cataloger, Magpie, Calamity.
I'm trying to roll initiative on D&D Beyond.
No worries.
6.
All right.
The stream not brought to you by D&D Beyond, but it could
Oh,
be.
sorry.
But it could be.
No worries.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna roll. Please, a number.
I think if you
anything.
double click your initiative, it should roll for you.
Oh, if I rolled
Thank
on
you.
Beyond, I would have been
That's what
better.
I did.
Stupid dice. You're going to jail.
Well, that didn't do. Oh. A 10.
All right. So our initiative order is now in effect. All right. So, Cataloger, you see this rock just go into the square center of Byron's head as he takes 3 bludgeoning damage. What is your reaction to this? Just for clarification, there's about 9 kobolds compared to the 6 of you.
9 kobolds. All right. So, Cataloger is going to move, just kind of like in the general sense, not the one who's hit the sling, but one of the other ones that has daggers out, because Cataloger understands this is more of Todal's job, as in description. But Cataloger is just going to go down the line and get in the thick of it, and is going to go and strike the first one with the quarterstaff. Just attack. Just start going down the line and attacking.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Getting a little calamity up.
That is a 13.
That hits.
13. All right. And then I have my... Do I have extra attack yet? No, I do not. I'm going to go ahead and spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows.
On the same person?
On the same person. We're just going to keep
Okay.
this nice and simple. Yeah. So just gonna hit with the quarterstaff, and
All right, go ahead
then
and make your second attack.
yeah, do a knee maneuver. That's a natural 20.
Okay, now go ahead and roll your damage for the bow staff and unarmed strike.
Perfect. All right, so that is going to be D8 and a D6, and that's double the dice for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5 plus 2 plus 3, 6, 2, 7, 6. That's 13, and then that's 19 points of damage.
All right, so the moment that the rock hits, the rest of you see Cataloger just sort of sweep behind and whap whap, knock this kobold straight unconscious with 2 quick swings. The kobold doesn't even have time to react. You just hear a little squeak as the dagger goes like up in the air and he goes down on the ground face first. With eight kobolds left, and they just look around like, what the hell just happened there? Byron, you're up and you got hit in the head with a rock.
Byron will reach up and just sort of touch a trickle of blood coming from his forehead and look at it. And you would just see a change come over him. He goes, oh no. He looks back at the snake. He goes, Cleo, the condensation. And he just gets into not an actual rage, but his version of a rage as he brings out the problem horn, and he's going to blast it and cause a hypnotic pattern in a 30-foot cube to get as many of the kobolds as he can in that.
Okay.
Just a wisdom saving throw, and if they fail DC 15, they're incapacitated with a speed of 0. And it ends if they're damaged.
A third of them fail. Well, we'll say half of them just for simplicity. So 4 of them go, ooh, and they look up, and the other 4 are just like just shield their eyes. So you have half of the remaining kobolds just staring up in the air at whatever's come out of Byron's horn. The other 4 scatter as it's their turn now. They spread out among
For my bonus action,
yes.
I'm gonna look over to Toldal. Oi. A girl going to do big things cannot let small things get to her.
Is that another inspiration for Toldal?
That's an inspiration for Tobal.
Toldal looks so incredibly
I'm on a
confused
girl
right
boss
now.
motivational quote website.
Byron is gatekeeping, gaslighting, and girl bossing.
Yes.
No.
Byron,
Good for her.
Can't
Good
you
for
see?
her.
Sometimes your horns just hypnotize me.
All right. So we have the four remaining kobolds they're just spreading out to attack. One of them is going to use its sling at Cataloger, as he saw knocked somebody over. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 just hits, correct.
Okay. You are going to take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Is this a rock?
It's just a rock.
Okay, I'm going to use my reaction to deflect missiles.
Okay.
Yes. So I am going to roll a d10 plus 8. If I reduce that damage to 0, I have a free hand. I can spend 1 key point to throw it back.
Correct. So the damage you took was 6, so go ahead and roll for it.
All right. Big money, no whammies. Oh, no.
Coolest monk thing.
That was 17.
Wonderful. Total? All right, so you've absolutely reduced it. Go ahead and throw it back.
Wow. That is a 17 on the die.
You hit, and go ahead and roll 1d4 plus 2.
Perfect. That is 5 points of damage.
Okay, so it goes, ha! And Cataloger catches it. And just kind of like, you ever seen Rookie of the Year where the arm just sort of like slingshots back and just catches it and fires it back immediately, and it just goes boom into the head of the kobold, whose eyes cross because he was not expecting that at all.
Cataloger brings up a finger and goes,
One of the other ones takes a swing at the dagger at Byron, trying to stop the horn. Byron does a 15 hit. You are
You
going
know
to,
it.
You are going to take 5 piercing damage as a dagger stabs into your leg. Is this hypnotic pattern concentration or no?
I believe so. Say that on D20 beyond.
Take a look.
Shit.
It is concentration, so go ahead and make me concentration check, which I believe is...
I'll need at least a 10, yeah?
Yes.
20.
Okay, so you get stabbed in the leg, but you're able to hold the concentration, but you got nicked for about 5 piercing damage. Next one is going to go for Calamity with a dagger. And that is not going to hit at all. I'm looking at the armor class, that's too low. So swing, and Calamity's not even there anymore. As she's about the same height as the kobold and just ducks right under the knife. Whereas the last one is going for Phoebe. And it's right on the money with the armor class. 12 to 12.
Ooh.
Yep. I believe tie goes to the defender on that.
No, they
it's
hit.
meter beat. It's meter beat.
Meet it and beat
Meter
it.
beat. Okay, thank you.
Meet it, beat it, baby.
And that is going to be
My nickname in high school. I'm sorry, I did stop drinking.
That's another 5 damage.
Damage.
5 damage piercing as the dagger just like slices across your thigh because it's pretty small. It just cuts. Which is now, Phoebe, it's your turn. You just
Okay,
cut
I'm going-
off the leg with a little dagger.
Okay, I have a question because I always forget how this works. If I quicken a spell to make it a bonus action, can I cast a spell and a cantrip in the same turn?
Let me take a look. Spell.
I'm getting a yes and a no from the Zoom. There's 2.
Take a quick look. Quickening. When you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action, you spend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time to 1 bonus action. So,
You could do a
Then can I still
cantrip
do-
for your other one,
Yeah,
but you could on your turn
Yeah.
you can only cast 2 spells or
you
1
can-
spell.
You can, well, it says you can change the casting time to a bonus action, so it takes the place of the bonus action, and the meta magic does not take an action to do. So you can, yes, you can do an action and a bonus action,
Cool.
according to
So, as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Aid. So I am going to choose Byron, Cataloger, and Toldog can probably take a hit, so I'm gonna go Calamity. You guys each get to heal 5, and then you get to add 5 to your HP max.
Nice.
All right.
And then
Byron thinks you only did it to him, and he gives you a look.
she's like currently getting stabbed in the leg.
Oh no!
And then I'm gonna do Chill Touch. So the dude attacking me is gonna I'm gonna just roll. Okay.
Yep, you have to roll your die.
12 plus 4, 16. Wow, that was hard.
That hits, so go ahead and roll damage.
Five damage.
Okay.
And now, oh no, it's not undead. Nope. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
It can't regain. It can't regain any hit points until my next turn. So nobody can heal this guy.
Okay, so yeah, in response you just basically slap this kobold on top of the head, and a chill just runs straight down its spine as it takes this 5 damage. Todal, you're up.
All right. Todal's gonna start the fight with rage, and he's just gonna like hawk out and be like, "Todal, recall!" And let's see. I rolled a 7 for my rage table, so that is flowers and vines temporarily grow around me until my rage ends. The ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for my enemies. So it becomes sunshine and rainbows essentially around Todal.
Did you say Toldal recall?
Todal recall.
Yes, I did. So whichever one, I would just grab one of these ones that are not in the spell, and I'm just going to introduce it to my great friend, Axe. 17.
Which one are you going to grab?
Oh, I'm axing. I'm not grabbing.
Okay,
But,
which one are you going to axe?
one of the undamaged ones that are not sleepy stunned thingy.
Okay, so probably like the one that swung for Calamity. And what did you roll again?
Sure. 17.
17. Go ahead and roll your damage then.
That is.
They don't have a ton of armor.
All right. So that's gonna be d12 plus 4. Alrighty. That is 9. 13.
So you swing at what was a kobold. It's now 2 halves of a kobold. As the
Cataloger, clean up on aisle 1.
The axe just goes straight into the floor, and the kobold just falls over on either side of it.
And the next one that is close to me, I'm going for that one as well.
All right.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's gonna hit. That's a 24. Oh, less damage this time though. That's only 6.
Okay, which one was that again that you were swinging for?
Which one?
Byron's,
which other
Byron's,
one was
Phoebe's, and
engaged?
Catalogers.
Phoebe's.
Okay. And how much damage did you do again? 5, you said? Phoebe?
Yes. Oh no.
5.
5, and then you did 6.
that was
Okay.
6 for me,
So yeah, you hit it, and it reels, and it is like balancing on one foot. It looks like it's trying to like regain its balance, but it is like it was not expecting that at all.
And Total just goes, every rose has a thorn.
Magpie, you're up.
Cool. I'm just gonna go out blazing. Want to use magic missile at 3rd level, please.
Okay. I'm swinging at the one that I'm swinging. Which one do you want to go at for?
Whichever's closest to me and damaged, just
Okay.
to get it clean.
The most damage is the one that Toadal just hit.
Wait.
But there's also the one that Cataloger. No, the one that Cataloger hit.
Okay, then I'll go for that one.
Okay. So magic missile. Go ahead and make the roll. Go ahead and make is it a roll or is it just one?
Just roll
force
damage.
Yeah, it's just damage.
Okay, then go ahead and make your roll for the damage.
Alright, I guess I have to keep clicking. 3 and 2 for the it? Alright. Where are all these rolls?
Oh, well, that's probably blown up. That's 2, 6,
11,
16.
Thank you, because I have no idea where they are.
19 damage.
Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah. Cataloger, in front of you, this kobold turns into a firework display as magic missile just hits it again, and it ignites as it hits the ground. Flat in front of you.
Cataloger's face, you see a little bit of a windshield wipers come out to wipe the goop off of the face.
Calamity, I believe you're up. Unless Magpie, did you have a bonus action?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
You're muted, April.
I did not.
On
No,
Zoom.
I did not mute myself on Zoom, so that was interesting. Question.
Yes.
You said there's like 4 of them who aren't doing anything right now.
They are all staring at the hypnotic pattern up in the air.
Are
And now there's like one more that's just like active running around.
Are they by any chance near the one on fire?
They are all very much grouped up together, or like around.
Cool. I would like to cast grease
Okay.
and hopefully catch the ones that aren't and the edge of the one on fire. So it just second I cast grease, that ground catches on fire with that flaming kobold.
Okay. What's the range on grease?
Oh, that's how I muted myself. The space bar.
Aha. What's the range on grease?
60 foot.
Okay, then yeah.
It does cover a 10-foot square, so I could just catch the edge. I just need to catch the edge of the flaming kobold.
Okay, yeah, you absolutely catch the edge of the flaming kobold, and fire hits the ones that are staring.
They are hypnotized. I guess they also can't pass their dexterity save, so they're all prone and on fire.
Yes, they are prone and on fire.
Cool. So that was my action.
Okay.
My bonus action is I'm gonna hide.
Okay.
Because I think I've done enough.
This is a security risk.
I think that's
Burning building is a security risk to everyone.
The damn grease fire in the.
Let me take a quick look at fire. Okay, yep. It did a significant amount of damage to them. They're not gone yet, but it did a significant amount of damage. Cataloger, there are 4 kobolds on fire and 1 that's still up and about.
And they're prone.
I just want to say shout out to Leslie from Comfort Sickle who said that grease is the worst spell in D&D.
It's not.
Today.
It's an amazing spell.
Not today. Yeah. No, okay, yeah, so Cataloger's gonna go. My floor. My boxes, my shelves. They've all been tainted. They must be made pure. I am going to attack the one that's running around on fire. Just do a nice little strike on that jabroni.
Okay.
That is a 14 on the die.
Is this with your quarterstaff or just an unarmed strike?
Just an unarmed strike. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okie dokie. That is a 7 damage to that jabron.
All right.
And then I am going to do so I do have an extra attack. Prince, shout out to Prince for letting me know. My extra attack I am going to use on Byron, but I am going to spend a key point to make it a hand of healing.
Okay.
So essentially utilizing key to heal Byron because Byron looks a little roughed up. So you just see Cataloger punch one of the kobolds and then take out a hand and then adjust the hat, the glasses, the scarf, and then wipes the blood off of Byron's mouth. And then you get healed for, that's 8 points.
All right. And the kobold that you hit
Hero.
just goes tumbling on fire off to the side.
Your boy.
I would also like to use Flurry of Blows. My last key point to use Flurry of Blows on that's 2 more unarmed strikes. One on 2 of the prone guys.
Go for it.
Okay. 5. Okay, so that's a 17.
Okay.
7. And then that's a 12.
The 12 does not hit, but the 17 does.
Okay, got it.
So go ahead and roll your damage.
That is 10 points of damage.
The one that's on fire just goes flat onto the ground, and you over calculate on the other one and just miss.
Mm-hmm. Just a nice little stomp.
Now it's back to Byron. Byron, you are now healed 8 damage, and there are 3 burning kobolds in front of you, hypnotized by your pattern.
If they got on fire, they're no longer hypnotized. If they take damage, it breaks the spell.
Okay, good to know. So at this point, by the time it gets back around to you, they just snap out and they're screaming and they start rolling.
Do I still have the gun?
Just let him have it.
I was gonna say I don't actually remember the gun ever being said.
I put a safety on it. That was the last.
That means Byron. If no one's been watching it, that means Byron has it.
Yeah. You still have the gun.
Byron has a gun.
Byron is just gonna walk up to the edge of the grease again. Just this whole different demeanor. Oi, mate, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I'm just gonna try to fucking shoot one of them in the head.
Go ahead and make an attack roll. I'm going to say you do not have proficiency on.
Oh, I don't. Is it sticks?
Yeah.
How do I make it roll that? 15.
You just shooting at one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit, and with the 3d6 radiant damage that it does. You know what? Go ahead and roll it. There's always a chance that you could under-roll.
Can can I do that on roll 20? I don't think so. Roll
Just
person.
3d6.
Mhm.
There's
You
three
just
dice
click
at
the
bottom.
little dice thing at the bottom and then d6 3 times.
Bottom left corner.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
And then click on the dice.
Oh.
Toadal's singing Phoebe doesn't know.
8.
Okay, yeah. So radiant burn as just sears through this one kobold on fire, and he's no longer stopped, dropping, and rolling. He's just stopped and dropped.
Shut him down, open up shop.
Yeah, he hasn't, like, once he fires, his hand is still fully extended, just holding the gun out, just frozen.
That's how Byron Skullbottom roll. All right. Do you have a bonus action?
I do. Do I need to hand out more inspirations? Toldal has one. No, I'm saving my other one, actually. I got an idea for it.
All right. The remaining 2 kobolds just spend their action putting the fire out on themselves.
They would also have to roll to stand back up
Yeah.
because
okay,
they're in Greece. I'm so sorry.
Both of them rolled 8, so I'm going to go ahead and say no.
That's a 12 they have to hit, so they're still prone on fire.
Yeah, well, they're not they're not on fire anymore. They put it out, but
Oh,
they're not.
okay.
They're prone. They will catch fire if they keep staying in the grease.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Phoebe, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill touch one of these guys.
Okay.
Do
Go.
I have advantage because they're prone?
Absolutely.
Great. A 17.
Yep. Go ahead and roll your damage.
8.
One of them is rolling around. Suddenly, black veins just like shoot across the scales, and it just stops rolling and collapses. Do you have a bonus action?
No.
All right, then we are on to the raging Toldal. There is, I believe, one more kobold Toldal, and he's prone on the ground in this grease fire.
Great. It's prone on the ground. Yeah, Toadal's gonna do this because it's the move. Toadal's gonna run up to this thing, and then just step on it.
Go ahead and make your roll for your hooves.
Step on it, Centaur. Step on me, Centaur Daddy. Oh yeah, that's gonna hit. That's a 20.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll your damage die.
7 damage.
And just with a popping sound,
Ah!
the final kobold is
The
no longer a problem.
hooves go through him, and where there was grease fire, it's now vines and flowers growing up out of it.
Mm-hmm. That immediately gets singed by the still existing grease fire, but they are growing up out of it in an impossible display. And with that, you are out of initiative order. One kobold is unconscious on the ground in front of Cataloger, while the rest are completely dispatched.
I'm gonna try to prestidigitation some of the grease off the floor.
Okay, yeah, that's very easy to do.
I'll come out of hiding and stab that last kobold.
No, don't. We gotta know their plans.
What?
Yes.
Cataloger
This is
is
the
gonna.
security part of the job.
Cataloger is
So
going
no
to
stabbing.
lift up the
No
kobold.
stab.
Okay.
Told all they broke the rules.
Yes, I know, but we have to know if there's more of them in case there's any future attempts like such.
I'll drop the kobold right in front of Toldal, and you just see Cataloger walk over to the door and flip the open sign to close.
Anyone got like healing thingamajiggers?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Just give it a touch. And Toadal starts wrapping it up in rope just in case. Like, you're not getting anywhere. Disarmed, wrapped up in rope. Who's good at intimidation? I'm just good at having an axe.
Well, it was wild, that one. I'll give it a try.
Mistress
Are you
Phoebe,
healed up, Magpie?
By all means.
Guest cataloger.
At your workbench, do you contain any bottles that have potassium hydroxide?
Probably, yeah.
Good.
I have an alchemy kit.
Good. I'm going to need your biggest bottle of potassium hydroxide. I'm going to go dig a hole.
What does this do?
Oh, if you want something like that, I got a poisoner's kit that got some acid in it. That tends to dissolve things better.
We can do both.
Fine with me.
Don't worry, Tall. We're gonna dispose of this security risk.
I'm just trying to clean up.
Did anybody cast healing or give a potion to this kobold yet?
Magpie, are you gonna help?
Yeah, I was
Just a
looking for
little
my
bit of healing.
healing
Spend
word.
a
Just
potion on
found it.
this.
Yeah, let's just put a potion on it. It's fine.
Okay. And yeah, slowly the kobold just, you don't have to say how much HP you get back, it's enough. Kobold wakes up and just sees like Cataloger immediately starting like to pick up the dead bodies of the remains of his friends and just immediately pees himself.
Oh, that's someone put a towel down.
Oh, no.
Cataloger, get them up.
Right, it's cataloger
condensation.
work.
Cataloger looks over at the rest of them with like a stack of kobold bodies, just on his shoulder, and goes, "I think you can manage. My mop's over there. I'm dealing with something right now." Just like turns, grabs some potassium hydroxide from the workbench, and just walks to the back.
Hey, Byron, I think he was talking to you.
Cataloger just found a way to promote himself in his programming.
Should we be worried or that?
No. When mechanics gain sentience, there's never a problem.
He's
gonna
become
happen.
self-aware.
Self-aware is never a good thing.
Total's like, okay, you my guy. You might live. Maybe slight chance if you answer our questions. Do you have friends who are going to try this again? Who hired you? And what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I have friends. They'll probably try it again if they want to. Nobody hired us, and pecan.
While he's saying this, I want to speak into his mind. Oi, good day.
He promptly pees himself again. You're not quite sure how.
I want to take his head and I want to point it towards Cleo, as if Cleo's the one saying this. Oi, you fucked up, mate. You stumbled to the den of a snake god. And you better tell all your friends. If they come here, it's not going to be so good. You leave the bodies here. We're not even going to bury them. I'm going to unhinge my jaw and swallow them all, one by one, till they sit in my belly for a while. Digest.
Snake god.
Right. So you go, you tell your friends not to fuck with this place, alright? And we'll have a good day.
Okay.
Alright. Good on you, mate.
And he takes the cue. He doesn't even wait to be untied. He just starts to run.
I wasn't gonna untie him. I was just gonna put him outside the door.
And he books it just tied out the door.
Stop!
He's gone.
It was more to scare him off faster.
There's a trail of peeps behind him.
How does he have so much liquid in that little body?
Some questions I just don't want answered, you know?
I'm gonna dump the cup of dirt on the fire to put it out.
It happens.
That's why we have.
It's a good thing we bought that cup of dirt earlier.
I know. If we didn't have this cup of dirt, this whole place would go down. Wait, should we let this whole place burn down? I got a bomb.
Let me pack up.
That is a security risk.
Extra work, Calamity.
That
Remember,
means
extra
I
work.
Don't get paid.
Oh, we do like getting paid. Never mind. I'll save this for next week.
Oi, I think you might be onto something. I went to... Oh, go ahead.
No.
I just rolled. Right as Byron starts talking, you hear a squeak from outside, followed by a thud. That's it.
Byron's gonna look at Phoebe. And he's gonna go in for a kiss.
Wait, what?
Are you stopping him?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Does he like the full kiss on the mouth?
Oh yeah, no, a full. He's still holding a gun. All these things are happening. He just saw an automaton even realize that they're worth more than what they were built to be, and he's going through something right now. So just gonna like look at you and like what he thinks is this very romantic, pull you in for a kiss moment.
Yeah, she kind of, if you pull it, she kind of goes for the hug instead. She'll like swerve.
The friend zone hug.
Boy, that stung. It's all right. I misread that, but I'm reminded of a quote. Now in a minor illusion. It's gonna be a motivational poster, but it's gonna be the image is Byron holding a gun, and it says "overcome." It says she overcame everything that was meant to destroy her. I quit. I never wanted to work at this place. I wanted to be a chiropractor. I wanted to crack a back. And that's what I'm gonna do, damn it. And I fire a couple into the ceiling of the store, and Byron's gonna walk out.
Catalogue, you come back in as Byron walks out, having just fired 3d6 radiant damage into the ceiling.
Someone's gonna have to fix that. Also, there's a hole back there. Don't disturb it for at least 3 hours.
Byron just quit.
Yeah, that you got a promotion, Catalogue. You're head of sales.
What? Congratulations!
Good job, Cataloger. You did it. You got a promotion.
Good for her.
And with that, the sun is setting. The sign's already on the door. It is closing time. You have sold the item of the day. Following some inventory, there's a little bit of a loss from the shoplifting earlier and some damage of the goods, but you are still over your starting cost. And everything is in moderate repair. You all clock out. It has been another day at the shop. Thank you all for playing and joining in. I'd like to thank the entire crew of Hades High School for being these essential workers in this time. You can find all of them on Table Goth on Tuesdays playing Hades High School. If you'd like to all go around and talk about any other projects that you were in, we'll go ahead and start with Prince.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Tomorrow you can catch me over at Vancouver by Night for Delve into Darkness at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as Philly by Night on Rolling D's 20s at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Delve into Darkness will be writing into Rolling D's 20s. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Dimples and Dice, and that's all I got for now. If you're following me on Twitter, you'll see everything I'm up to. This is absurd, and I loved it.
Vin?
Oh, big ditto. Catch me next Friday on Critical Misses for the final episode of Growing Up the Dim. So.
Excellent. Rachel?
Hi, I'm Rachel. You can follow me on the internet at Ms. Petty Dreadful. You can catch me playing games over on Table Goth. Catch out some stuff we've got put up on YouTube. Then shout out to everybody in the chat who kept typing HR.
April?
Hi, everyone. I'm April. You can find me all over the internet as April Raygun. Next Saturday, I'm DMing a charity event for suicide awareness, so check me out on Sergey Compositions. I'll be posting more about that soon. We're going on a D&D beach adventure where nothing ever goes wrong. The adventurers get to go on vacation. Also, secrets. The first Slady show might be coming back at the end of the month on the 30th, so make sure to check out Slady's ATL for that stuff. And we have a huge charity event coming up next month, so you're gonna see me putting out stuff, calling for players. You might see all these beautiful faces at that charity event because I already suckered them into it. So make sure to follow me, make sure to follow Slady's, and everyone else here who's wonderful.
Wes, you have anything going on the channel coming up?
Yo, so we're getting kind of into like a little slow moment here because we're ramping up for October because there's a lot of shit happening in October. But for the next week, we've got nothing happening mañana. But on Sunday and Tuesday and Thursday, because we have no Comfort Sickle because Leslie is on vacation, and a couple of other shows have finished up. So I'm going to be playing through some games that I had to be finishing up. So I'm going to be playing some Death's Door. I'm going to be, that cute little bird Grim Reaper game, Death's Door. And then I'm probably going to finish up After Party. And then if we get to that point, I might start playing Disco Elysium on stream because I've been waiting for that, and it's fully voice acted. For October, we have a full slate coming up. I can make an announcement about it. We have a lot of fantastic one-shots that are going to be happening. We've got More Abnormalcy is wrapping up on Wednesday. That is on the 6th of October. We have a Bluebeard's Bride one-shot that is run by Rosie, also known as Fun Size Mom, that is going to have a fantastic group of cast members. It's going to be set in the carnival setting from Bluebeard's Bride, so go ahead and check that out. It's going to be a nice and creepy event. And then on Saturday the 16th, we have a Red Opera that was released by Apotheosis Studio. We have an encore one-shot of that coming up. And then I can also announce on Wednesday, I believe the 27th of October, I can announce it, there is going to be Lake Pontchartrain, a Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. Yes, our very own Byron is showing the record that's coming from. A Call of Cthulhu 7th edition one-shot that is based off of the song Lake Pontchartrain by Ludo. We have a full cast of characters that are big fans of the band Ludo and the song and Call of Cthulhu, and we can't wait to see. I'm going to be running that, and you'll see an announcement for that soon. And this is all going to culminate into, we have our Cyberpunk game that's about to be starting, into Mischief Night, October 30th. We're going to be having a fundraiser. So instead of doing stuff on Halloween, I know there's charity streams and things of that going on Halloween, all that stuff like that. I love Mischief Night. It's a night of pranks and hijinks and tricks and treats. So we are going to be doing a 12-hour stream of playing things like Dead by Daylight, watching Night of the Living Dead on stream, and talking about different stuff like that. We are going to be having a manner of pranks and trivia, all trying to raise funds for Carrion Comfort Studios. We're at a point where we have a lot of shows coming up, and we're trying to raise funds for us. We've raised a lot of money for charities, but we realize that we've been kind of lacking in raising money for ourselves. So, in an effort to be able to pay the people that show up on stream, and to pay our mods, and to pay people for social media stuff and other things, we are asking you, the audience, for this stream, for different things, like seeing me get an egg smashed into my face, and other manners of things that will be announced soon, join us on Mischief Night. And then also follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, here on Twitch. You can subscribe, support us on Patreon directly, because Twitch takes half of everything, those greedy sons of bitches. And then you can also tip our mods as well. And all these links are down below, but you can also hit commands in the chat. I'm sure one of the mods will be bringing that up. And I just wanted to say thank you to the cast of Hades High School, as well as Zach for running a wonderful game, and I can't wait to have you all back in some way, shape, or form. It's gonna happen.
Thank you so much. Speaking of Hades High School, Bully, would you like to round out with what you've got going on?
Yeah, it's nice to see that in all the universes, this group is them. I'll leave it at that. It's not just me. But yeah, if you want to see these people play Hades High School, we have our finale Tuesday. It'll be the very last game you're ever going to see any of them in. So go watch that. We got to figure out a season 2 potentially. But yeah, otherwise, if you want to catch up on those are on YouTube. I do stuff at Table Goth, which is also on YouTube. That's it. Just think about this show. Think about Carrying Comfort. Check us out on Tuesday, and that's it for me.
I've got plans. Don't worry. I've got plans.
Didn't you read the contract? We are all legally obligated to retire after this.
Yeah, it was
game on
actually in the
Tuesday.
employee handbook.
It's in the fine print.
What? God damn
I got a
it.
magnifying
I
glass
told you to
for it.
read it before you signed it.
Back to
It's gonna be just me and
traffic
you,
and
Wes.
it's just me and you? Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, we'll just Yeah, all right.
That makes sense, actually.
I have been
Fair
your
enough.
DM, Zachary Vaudo. You can find me all over the internet. You can find me on Tuesdays on ATL by Night. We are back in season 6. My character is about to be on trial. It's going to go great. 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/ATL by Night. Saturdays, you can find me over on levelup_TTV playing Vancouver Adjacent by Night. I think we're going to be on around 3 p.m. Eastern. We are coming back from our break to round out season 3, not tomorrow, but next weekend. And then you can find me here on Carrion Comfort. You can find me on Martlet Games, find me on Gehenna Gaming, running one-shots, and participating all over the place. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. We'll raid into somebody. I'm sure there's some tiny stream that could use it, like, I don't know, LA by Night or something.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
We throw them
Yeah,
a
they
bone
need
every
it.
now and
Yeah,
then.
you know, we like to
Yeah.
shout
Help
them
out the
out
little man from
sometimes.
time to
Yeah.
time.
Teensy tiny.
Great
just
to
a little
help
bit.
the other people.
Don't worry, I'm
Thank you.
looking out for you, Jason.
Thank you all.
One has to.
He totally
Have a
would
wonderful
know.
night. And as Wes says, remember, comfort comes soon. Good night.
It's musicality on the chat.